Hey everybody, welcome to the Rural As UK podcast. I'm Matt. This is Ant. I'm not Ant. You're Ant. It's definitely the weekend. How you doing, man?
You've been drinking? Because I
Oh,
wish I'd joined you.
only the one.
Oh, God damn, it's one more than what I've had.
Oh,
I was gonna go out to the shop earlier, and it's been horrible rain all day. And I was like, no, I'm staying inside where it's nice and warm and dry.
the damn rain has killed England once again to Ash's defeat, and so we are here live on a Sunday, and that means only one thing: we're going to bring ourselves up back from the depths of bitter defeat to another Check the Tape episode. This is our third to last one here, so we are looking at quarterback Hendon Hooker and safety hybrid Brian Branch. So we hope you guys are going to enjoy it. Next week, we're going to be looking at Sam Laporta and Jack Campbell, and then we'll finish off the week after, if all goes well, with Jahmyr Gibbs, and that should coincidentally be the week before preseason game one. So this is going to work out absolutely perfectly. Hope you've all had a good weekend. As always, I will try and preface this by saying we are very much amateurs at this, and so you may see quite a lot that we don't see. If you have comments about the tape that you're watching that you want us to mention, please do that, because it's very welcome. I want to know just as much as you do about things. So we've been watching the tape on several of the games for these guys, including the game where they played each other, which is a challenge in itself to watch, and I don't know about you, but trying to watch two different angles of those two different players three times, trying to work out what the hell's going on, was a challenge.
Yeah, it's the first, it's a series of firsts for us today. So this is the first time we've ever done a quarterback before. We've never done a rookie review on a quarterback. So we haven't drafted one like all the time we've been doing this. And it's the first time we've got a game where our draft picks are actually playing off against one another. So you can kind of see a bit of what they do. And especially because one's on offense, one's on defense. So they are on the pitch at literally the same times. Field, sorry, I keep getting done for saying pitch, but you're not going to Americanize me fully. I'm sorry. There are some things, British things, I'm going to keep in my vocabulary. So, but yeah, it was a lot of firsts this week was, and it's quite fun in a way. Quarterbacks, it's nice to do one. I watch lots of quarterback commentary and that, and it's like, it's got to be nice for us to do one for a change. But yeah, it's some intriguing players again this week.
Hooker's an interesting prospect, so let's bring up his little graphic now. Hendon Hooker, in his college career for Tennessee, 632 completions on 944 attempts, just a shade under 9,000 yards, 80 touchdowns to only 12 interceptions. A big dual threat quarterback. He had 518 attempts for 2,091 yards and 25 rushing touchdowns in his career. He had a PFF grade of 90.8 in 2022, and he's a great deep ball passer, but he is getting on in age as a rookie. He's 25, and his pro transition is going to be interesting, and we'll obviously highlight that for you now. Having watched the tape, and just some high-level takeaways maybe on Hendon Hooker as a prospect before we dig into this.
So I mean, for me, and this has been the case, since I started watching him during draft season. It's a case of he's a quarterback who's got a lot of talent, who's got a lot of what you want at the NFL level, but he's a quarterback who's worked in a system that doesn't necessarily exacerbate those traits and qualities. And so, it's a case of how's his game going to translate to the next level? I mean, his style of offense from college does not fly. At the NFL, it's that spread, vertical, high-tempo offense, and it kind of limits the quarterback in terms of what he needs to do. So then you've got to start trying to fix all that into your little matrix of things. Obviously, he's come back off injury, but how's he going to do at the next level when he's got to go through his reads and progressions more, when you're working a system that's not just flinging it downfield to open receivers all the time, which, there's just a lot of questions to be answered here. But, there's no denying that he is a very quality player. And as a quarterback, he was incredibly fun to watch in college. And it's been nice to do this because I watched the Bama-Tennessee game live last year, and it is one of the best college games I've seen. And it was fun to go back and watch that and relive the experience again. So he's very talented, but how does it translate to the next level? That's the question. There are a lot of question marks that come up watching his film, which, need answering.
Indeed, right. Let me get the screen share going, and here is Hendon Hooker, pick 69th overall. And this was his PFF grades. As you can see, no grade above 90 this season, although his overall grade was above 90. The PFF reason for that is that if you're consistently a good quarterback, your overall grade effectively says you're outperforming your game grades, because to do well over a long period of time is worth something in itself. We actually ended up watching two games, as I mentioned. So at LSU, which was his lowest grade of the year in a blowout victory for the Volunteers, and then the Alabama game the following week. So it's an interesting set of circumstances that we've got here. Yes, Luke, I know you don't like PFF, but it provides a baseline. You can see as well that the rushing grade for him in the LSU game is 62, and then Alabama much improved in grades in both offense. 58 run for LSU and Alabama 62, but passing got much, much better. For this LSU game, I will say, and I don't know whether PFF points this out or not, I don't know whether it takes it into account, there are two really good passes, and we'll see them, where he puts the ball right on the money, and the defense just commits horrendous pass interference, which negates a really big pass. Now, the ball isn't caught, but it probably would be. So, if they haven't taken that into account, it is going to depress his grade. As I said, they blew LSU away. So, and it wasn't a good LSU team last year, was it, Ant, particularly?
Yeah, they won the SEC West.
Did they?
They were a very good team last year.
Oh, okay, my bad.
They lost 3 games, but I'm with Luke. This is nothing to do with PFF grades. I can't stand PFF myself, and the only reason I picked LSU is because they've got one of the better secondaries in the country. So I want to see how he does against the best opposition. I'm not going to show the game against Ball State when he's playing MAC opposition or anything like that. These are guys who are frequently drafted into the NFL, and a lot of the LSU defense consistently is. So how does he do against the better level of opposition? That's why I was intrigued with this game and why I wanted it to be in there as well as the Tennessee one. This LSU team was good for most parts. It lost to Florida State first week. It was not great here, I'll admit, but overall it was a decent side, and Tennessee was just a really good team last year.
Okay, I stand corrected. I will control the video. You good to introduce each play? I'm presuming we're doing each play for Hooker since it's a short video, this.
Well, for quarterbacks, they're involved in every play, really. Even if nothing major goes on, you're looking at the mechanics, the footwork, all this sort of stuff. So, yeah, we go play by play with these and see what happens. So this is going to be the very first play of the game. So this is an easy completion from Hooker first up, just something nice and easy to get us going. But one thing I do sort of want to point note to, and with this whole spread tempo offense thing, one of the things that you get with Hendon, and it's kind of scheme-based, he doesn't read through progressions. He locks onto a target, and he's in the zone, and it's at them. And I'll keep showing as it goes through. It doesn't matter here, but it's just one thing to keep an eye out on. So nice completion to start us off with.
Nice comeback route. Timing is perfect, on the money. He's able to turn upfield for the completion. Back angle. I like I really like the RPO style that he has. He's very committed to exacerbating the handing off, which means that this may be potentially a little bit more difficult to read him than it is other RPO quarterbacks. I don't know if you feel the same.
No, I agree for the most part there, but I just love the fluidity of his movement, of the art. It looks so effortless what he does, especially when it comes to the deep balls and everything. He just makes it look so effortless. The mechanics are relatively clean. The footwork's usually pretty good as well. So I like to see this. The next two plays, sort of swing passes out to the perimeter, both to men in motion. So again, this is sort of pre-designed play. You're going to see the man come across in motion. Hender's going to find them on the outside of the perimeter. They're going to get varying degrees of success. But again, it's just nice. It's clean and easy. Just look at his feet. Look at the way he moves. It's just all very nice and fluid, and was generally sort of relevant to the Tennessee offense last year. So out the receiver goes, out he comes, straight out pretty quickly. Screen pass. Get the good chunky yardage there. Again, nothing special, but just look how it's out. They're gone really quick, really effortless. And, got to make those plays. Your offense might not be the most varied in the world, but again, I just want to see what you do on the plays, and you do really well there. And I think this will be the same. Is this 39? Yeah, again, this is the same. You're going to see the man in motion. He's going to come across. Hooker's going to find him out on the perimeter. And again, I just like his mechanics. It looks easy on the eye, and that's what you want with your quarterback. You want to make it look easy, and he does.
Yeah. Running back screen here, comes out to the left. Quick pass.
See that? Yeah.
It's good scheme. It's quick decision.
But look how quick it is, and look how easy it is. It looks nonchalant almost. It looks like it's just like he's not even putting in any effort, which is not a bad thing. It's like that's how easy it is for him there. So this one, we're getting a little bit different now, but this shows his ability against pressure in the pocket. So, the head again, if you just watch when he's looking for his target, he is completely fixed on one target, but you will see great feet to sidestep the pass rusher, and then he takes off with speed to gain positive yardage. So you play it through.
The thing I love about this is the decision making. So he goes back to throw, beats that guy, pump fake, not pump fakes, but he's ready to throw until the last minute when he decides to escape.
Yeah, so from the back here, if we play it through a little slower, this is the good and the bad I like here. So I say that the feet and the presence in the pocket are great, but look how his head, it's just stuck on his target. He's not looking through any progressions. He's looking for that one man down the middle of the field. And in plays later, that's going to cost him, which is why I'm just sort of pointing it out now. So that was the bad, but the good, like I said, when he feels the pressure, sidesteps it effortlessly, gets the yardage, and hell, he's a tough quarterback. I'm going to give him that. The amount of times I'm screaming at him to get down and slide, and he goes on and takes contact, but I like the toughness that he plays with. Again,
so just on that for me, and about progressions in general. I mean, I think a lot of it is just scheme. Like he is probably not being asked to go through progressions. It's this is your one read. If it's this, do this. If it's this, do that. So progressions is sort of an anti-progressions offense. It's not that Hooker can't do it, and I will try and highlight the times where I actually saw him go through his progressions because he's ad-libbing at that point in time. But when you're scrambling like that, you dodge a pass rush, you're trying to get upfield, you're trying to still able to throw downfield. At the point where he's coming up into the pocket to try and escape but still have time to throw, he can only see the one man in front of him, because if he turns his head one way or the other, he's getting caught from behind and he knows that the clock is ticking at that point. So on that specific play, I don't mind him being locked into the only guy he can see.
See, that's fine, but on plays later, he's going to get sacked because of that, and he's going to cough up the ball because of that. It's
Indeed, he did later on in this game.
And this is the problem. We can say it's scheme-based, which is fine, but you're then not seeing this. You don't know whether he can do this properly or not. And it's a case of this is what he's going to have to do at the next level. He's not going to have Jalen Hyatt burning a hole in a secondary for him every single play. Right, so we've got another. Again, this is just a swing pass outside, motion fluid and clean. They do a lot of this, but again, it just makes it look relatively easy. And this is the offense they're running. It's nice. It's accurate. Accuracy is one of his big traits. There are a few areas where he goes through a little bit of inaccuracy issues, but for the most part, it's good. So we can just go straight through this one. It's what we've seen a few times already. Yeah. So out you go. Nice, easy. Finds his receiver. Good pass. And these receivers create a lot of yak. I mean, I'm not saying they make him look better, but these are really damn good receivers. He gets a lot of yards after the catch here, which is nothing to do with his QB. The running, the speed, the burners. It's just so great watching this offense. And if he didn't get tagged there, he could have gone to the house, really. Where are we? So we've got a deeper pass now, but this is right into the breadbasket. This is lovely. But again, it's a one progression read. He's in on one receiver, but it's a good play.
I had this being his second read, but we can debate this after I run it through potentially. I think this is his second read.
But this is a good pass. This is right into the breadbasket, as we say. Up he goes, right height, perfect.
Right, so I'm going to play this. I'm going to play this through slowly, but I think he looks right and then comes back to the left here. It's very quick, but I think he's looking for a quick twitch. Can I get the ball out to the right straight away? And then he sees he can't, so he comes back.
See, there's sometimes when he's under pressure that you don't know, but
So it's part of the
'cause he's
RPO
looking
that
at
he's
his-
looking right, and now he's coming left.
see, I think he's looking for the handoff. But anyhow, this is all lemons and melons and whatever.
Anyway,
Fact
it's
is,
a really,
it's a really good throw.
Yeah.
Right on the money, right where it needs to be. And I like that. So the next one, this is going to be an incomplete pass. He does well to find the space to make the throw, and he does it as he's about to get clobbered by two players. But this is kind of the tough part of the game. He's going to sort of roll out the pocket to the right, find the space to make the throw. Like I say, he knows he's going to get hit. It's incomplete, but I do like this play more than I hate it. So you're going to see him just roll out a little bit of space, gets in the space. It's a little too undercooked, but he's under a lot of pressure at the time. I don't have a lot of it. I like the vision here. He's going to spot the gap. He's going to get into it, extend the play a bit. Again, he's locked on his receiver in the end zone, but
the thing is, you could well release the ball at this point because
you can.
So this is something. Where are my annotations? Okay, here we go. So his target is this guy out here. He's already won his rep on the outside. He's going to come in here. But Hooker can see this guy already coming downhill. You can see that that direction is that way. So Hooker should just be able to deliver here. I don't see why he doesn't release this early. He holds on to it too long for me. And him trying to escape up in the pocket actually causes him to underthrow it because he kind of runs into pressure a little bit.
Yeah, it's fair. It's that, but
he beats his guy and then he underthrows it, and also the receiver gets contacted in the end zone. Like
I mean, it's negligible. It's not the best throw, but I do like how he's trying to look for the space and try to find the receiver. But yeah, it's not the finest pass he's going to make here.
I would just say this, by the way. We're using tape from Caddy's Cut-Ups. It's a subscription service through Patreon. They don't have every game for every player, but they do have a lot of games for quite a few of the popular players. It's $3 a month for the basic level if you don't want to request anyone. It's well worth your time if you do like reviewing tape. And this, therefore, is not stuff I've got from YouTube, so I don't expect a copyright ping. But if we do get copyright pinged, it should be not watchable on YouTube. If it's not watchable on YouTube, please go over to our Twitch page because it will be available there. So if you guys, for some reason, conk out of YouTube, come and say hello on Twitch. We should still be live there. Right. Good.
We don't have any. We've never had issues with it.
YouTube, we've had issues on our first one with Antoine Green.
Yeah, but that's because we were using
it directly,
stuff, not caddies. We weren't using caddies for that. So this is just going to be a throwaway. He rolls out. This pressure gets through the left of the line. He rolls out, throws it away. Bit of nothing play here. We can go straight through this one.
You think this is a throwaway?
Yeah. Oh god, yeah, he misses his target by a mile.
So this
that's out the back of the end zone. That is.
So I think that this is a miscommunication between wide receiver and quarterback, and I think that this is Hooker overthrowing his guy anyway. But I think the receiver is meant to just go deep, and then he does a comeback. If you have a look at what the receiver does, this isn't a route in the route tree. Like, this doesn't exist. So
this ain't pro style, Ken. This is spread tempo offense. It's not pro.
No. But no. Oh, I see. Sorry. Never mind.
Not you.
No. So this guy's going deep, and then at this point he comes back, and it's like, but you've got this guy here and this guy here who can potentially jump on the ball if it's played there. If you go deep, Hooker's looking to go deep. Now he overthrows it because it ends up here. But if it's a yard behind where he ends up throwing it, I think that this works. So if I roll this through, he comes back. If he goes to the end of the end zone, he might be able to toe tap for that. I think Hooker's genuinely thrown this.
No, that's not a good throw.
The thing is, if you're throwing it away, it's a terrible throw because it's potentially pickable. Because it's not quite out the back of the end zone.
Yeah, maybe you just chalk it down to not being a great throw then, but that looks like a throwaway to me.
Fair enough. I leave.
But anyhow, the left-hand side of that line crumbles, and it's not great. But again, he gets out of the way of the pressure, gives himself an opportunity to make a play. That should be appreciated.
It's a
So this is the
thing
one.
of beauty.
This is the one. In the breadbasket, 51-yard bomb. I mean, again, the receiver's got so much separation that it doesn't really matter. You know, it's harder to miss it, but you've still got to make the throw. It's right into the breadbasket. It's great. You know, appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah, deep throw, far sideline for the touchdown here. Winding it through. Lots of motion, RPO, sees his guy beat him deep. And, I mean, that throw is not easy. I don't care what anyone says. Real game, people running at you, and you've got to put that on the money. So the ball, I will say this for anticipation.
He's not under pressure. He's not under pressure there. Give over. He's in a clean pocket.
Yeah, but what I mean is, when you have to throw this on a pro day, everyone says, oh, it's an easy throw, there's no pressure. But when it's in a real game, you feel the internal clock, even if the pocket's completely clean. But Ant, look at this. The ball is in the air. His man has not beaten him yet. He throws this with anticipation. The guy is at the 27-yard line, and Hooker has thrown the ball. The guy beats him deep after it's been thrown. Hooker's anticipation is elite.
And it's a designed play. He's meant to put it there. This is not doing it off the thing. That is putting it in the spot where his receiver. Again, it's great, but it's designed. So he's putting it where, and I'm not knocking his effort here. I don't think it speaks to a natural knack up in that. Oh, you know what? Actually, I can put it there when they're not expecting it.
No, that's
where
fair.
It's meant to go. But it's a great play. It's a great play.
Yeah.
It's a great play. I love it. And, you know, LSU secondary didn't get burned too much last year. Did by these guys. What are we on next?
So this is
we've got a run play. Jukes at the end into a missed tackle, gets down safely 5 yards. I like this, and I don't see enough of it, him getting down, but he goes out wide. Just see him put the brakes on inside, Jukes to the end, gets down. That's just nice, easy quarterback run, that. I just love the way he sort of puts his foot in the ground and then just sort of leaves him dead. See you, bye. I'm off.
Yeah, it's just a simple option play, reading the end, who kind of just moves one step to Hooker's left, and he's off, and then he jukes him, as you say. It's an interesting slide. You do see him slide better, but his little dive forward is not something I like particularly.
It's not, but he gets down. There's not many plays where he gets down. I will take any which way he can get down, so I don't mind too bad. This sells a perfect dummy handoff, doesn't get much yardage though, but like you were saying earlier, the way he can sell the handoff is really good. Some plays later on you'll see in the other two games where you get a lot out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is another option play where he's just reading as he sees it, the lefty end. Because I don't think this is necessarily a designed run. I think it's an option play. I don't know.
I don't know if it's a dime run, but it's a fake handoff, and it does everybody. He gets some yardage out of it. So
it's not reading the D end. He's reading the linebacker, obviously. Sorry, my bad.
But the defender bites on it. You see, and off he goes, and then gets down again, which is great. It's just weird the way how they tumble down forwards, but hey ho.
I mean, the thing is,
they've got to do the fake handoff. If you can nail the fake handoff, it's good.
The thing is, he makes the absolute right decision in not handing off because he sees him bite. So he makes the right decision there, and then he makes the right decision to go down. So it's a perfect play.
Yeah.
You can't do better than that. He ends up not taking contact. Great.
Get some yardage. Pass interference play. This is. By the way I've looked at it, it probably would have been a good downfield pass otherwise, but this is a PI call, and Tennessee got a whole bunch of these last year. Just the guys are so quick that people just kept grabbing at them, but we can look.
Hooker gets a 62 passing grade by PFF. If this is caught, is it a 65? Is it a 70? This is why
I don't give a damn about PFF. I don't care about their grades when doing these things. I just like watching the tape. So down it goes. It's good. You can see the pull already there. I mean, it's about 2 or 3 yards in front of the receiver. He's getting tugged a fair bit. You would assume he's going to be in at least position to put his hands out and grab that if he can get there.
It's just a very smooth throwing motion. The reason why he's so accurate is he throws with great touch on those deep balls. I really like it.
Yeah, and like I said, I think it's a few yards in front because he gets grabbed on the shoulder, so not too fussed about that one there. Screen pass here. I think this is what we call over in Britain a bit of a hospital ball. When you put your guy in a bit, he throws it high, his receiver takes a big hit midair. I think this is a little too high. The pass is thrown here, and
The
his
timing's
receiver gets
completely off.
popped.
The timing is so off on this play. I don't know what happened, but like Hooker's ready too fast.
Yeah,
So like he has to pump fake, and then everyone knows where the ball is going. It's just there's something so wrong about this play.
It's part of the offense. It's designed to be so quick that as soon as you're out of stance, the play is already developing. But this is a bit of a hospital pass. But it's accurate. He gets it. But if it's a little lower, his receiver's a bit safe because he gets popped mid-air because of this.
If I'm remembering rightly, that's the play there. So the outside wide receiver goes to block, the inside guy goes behind him, and it's all wrong.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mess, but
So
still complete a pass.
Pump fake and then throws, and I wasn't quite right with that, but it was close enough. It's
just while this receiver's in the air catching it, and there's one later where this happens, it leaves him vulnerable to getting popped while in the air. It's a little high, but again,
it goes to show what happens when Hooker's not quite in rhythm, because he's at his best where he's catching the ball, taking one step back, and then throwing it in one swift motion. The pump fakes and stuff like that, he then gets out of his rhythm, and that's when it gets inaccurate.
Yeah. And then, what are we on, 405 now? So this is his fumble. He fumbles the ball here. Thankfully, Tennessee recovered, but this is the downside of his scheme. He is so fixed on his target that he doesn't see that there's a free rusher coming in off the edge who absolutely wallops the hell out of him. And this is big because he has a really dodgy patch in the game after this, because he takes such a hard hit. I think he's hurt for a while after this. But, he gets banjaxed by the edge. He fumbles the ball. I think it's his running back who drops on it, actually gets it up, picks it up, takes it for a few yards. So it's a positive play, but this is where Hooker's got to be smarter, because he's so dialed in on his targets sometimes he gets tunnel vision. See, look, he's looking, has no idea the rush is there. Out it pops. The running back does really well to get it back to the sticks and actually gets 8 yards. I didn't realize he got 8 out of 10, but from this angle, just look how fixated he is on his receiver. He has no idea. Watch. And look at that there. He's just been caved in half because he's no idea the guy's coming in. You've got to feel pressure better than that. You can't have a free runner come up and lay such a heavy hit on you. And he's just damn lucky that that's not turned over at that point.
Yeah.
So that is a big part of the downfall of the scheme he runs here. And that's not the only example of when that happens. There's one nice pass here before we get to a few dodgy ones. So this is a little shovel pass he does. He suckers in the D lineman, little shovel pass back in there. This actually nearly results in a really big play, but I think it's the linebacker gets off his block and makes a play. But this could have gone to the house if not. It's kind of a bit. I thought it was a bit ingenious, really. He suckers the D lineman and shovels it through. It's just a good play.
This is the Kansas City Chiefs goal line shovel pass to Travis Kelce. Is this play? If you've ever wanted a quarterback to run that Mahomes play where he fakes doing the quarterback draw and then shovels it inside, it's a perfect carbon copy of it.
And Luke, he's not expecting a block on that play because there's no one out there to block. Feel that's just really fun, that is. And if you look at it from the back angle, just as soon as he shovels it, just maybe a little bit slow, but you see the space that's there. He could have. So out he comes, suckers to the end in, little pass, and you stop there. The gap's there. It's just the linebacker manages to get off his block, and well, that's going to the house otherwise. But it's just a nice little fun bit of improvisation there.
Well, the thing is, everyone knows that Hooker is a rushing quarterback, so you've got to account for him there. I know Mahomes is a good rusher, but he's not fast like Hooker's fast. People are going to have to account for him, and that play is going to be key for Hooker going forward.
Yeah, because we're going to go through a bad spell of so we've got incompletions now. We've got a few of them. I think he's hurt with these. So this first one, it's a screen pass. He puts it off target. He's lucky that one doesn't actually get picked. It's an incompletion, but yeah, we'll just roll it through and you see it's off target. It nearly gets picked. And this was one of the screen passes we've seen him do effortlessly so far. So out it goes. It's too far in front. The guy's having to reach and again gets popped midair and it bounces and it could go anywhere. And we've seen him do it, but it's just a little bit erratic, that throw is.
It's a terrible throw. It really
Yeah.
is. But also, the wide receiver's too far in front. The wide receiver potentially needs to come back a bit to allow some room because Hooker's putting it in front of him to run onto, which maybe you don't want to do in that situation. But the wide receiver should be stepping back potentially as well. So I don't like the play design as well.
No.
Anyway.
No. And then you've got another screen pass here, which he just kind of throws into the ground almost. This is really poor. This is why I think he's hurt, because these passes he's making earlier, he almost just throws this one in the dirt to his receiver down on the left. So look at that. It's nothing. He throws it too quick, and it has no power on it. You can see it dipping. It barely gets to the top of the top of its arc, and it dips and it's gone. And I think he's hurt at this point because of that sack. And whether people think he should have been blocked or not, he should be aware that's coming. You cannot get hit like that. 570 now. We've got another incompletion. So he's what for notes here? I've got he's zoned in as receiver. He's in space on a crosser. He throws it too far in front. He's wide open. He should make this throw. So I don't know if it's a crosser, but he's coming cross field.
So I think that there's a slight hold which disrupts timing here a little bit, but I do think you should make this throw.
Yeah. So this should be down the center of the field. You see it there. Receivers diving, trying to get to it, and it's too far in front. And he's got the space that he needs. So look, progress. You see there, the read's there, out it comes, but it's just he's diving for it. It's too far in front.
Yeah, something's not quite right there.
No, and he should be hitting that. He shouldn't be having to dive. He should be able to hit that in stride. That's the whole point of those. You hit him in stride, and the speed out to the perimeter, then he can hit the edge and gain his yardage. So that wasn't great either. And then again, this is the worst one, I think. This is another incompletion. So again, you've got another open receiver in the middle of the field. The throw lacks the power it needs, and it's too far in front. So it doesn't have the juice. It doesn't have the accuracy. And this guy's in miles of space. There's no reason he should be missing this at all. And again, I think he's hurt. So you're going to see the guy at the bottom. There he goes. Look at all that space he's in. Missed. And, that could be taking it to the house. And you can see it here quite clearly. There's no juice on it. The accuracy's not there. It just dies.
It's either a bad route as well, or it's a bad throw. Because if I just wind this back 1 second, I'll try and play this slow so I can get the screen that I want here. There. That is where he's releasing it. So his receiver here clearly has some separation, although you can see clearly he's being held, even at this point. So
he's not. He's trying thin air. You don't see his jersey.
He's got his hand there. Anyway,
yeah, but he's not grabbed the jersey.
No, but to beat his receiver, he's got to kind of run a bit across, but he kind of runs up, and that changes what. If he wants to run up, Hooker should try and loop over. Instead, he kind of bullets it a bit, and I think it's this defender potentially comes in and almost undercuts it.
He doesn't bullet it though. Just watch how it dies.
Yeah, okay. Actually, it's a big hold. It's a big hold because he gets turned around, and that's how the defender gets there in the first place.
Even if he's not getting hold there, he's not getting. That.
It's still a bad throw.
That's a bad throw. It needs to have more power on it. It needs to have more juice on it. That is what it is.
Yeah.
That's what I say. I just think he's still hurting from that there. I just think you just try to swivel the hips. You're in a bit of pain. It's just a bit of it just messes with your mechanics a little because he's a bit off and he's not that before that happens. We're on 551. No pass on. Tries to run. So you can see him here looking for an open receiver. Cannot find one, so he'll try to run it instead, but it just gets forced out of bounds. But he tries to look. Goes through the progressions here. Tries to look for a receiver. It's not happening. Tries to make a play with his legs. It just doesn't happen. Sometimes you just have to, try again.
This is an example of Hooker's great decision making. The read is the one-on-one on the outside, throw or don't throw. The way it's defended, he decides not to throw, which I think is the correct decision, and just gets the yards with his legs. Like you say, live another down, but he gets the yards to convert, and that's the most important thing. The receiver tries to get there.
You can see He sees a little gap on the edge. Off you go.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's all you need to do. You don't need to have big plays here, there, and everywhere. He tries to throw it, can't, but he improvises.
I
And
think
that's what you like to see. You like to see the improvisation.
I think that is meant to be a touchdown throw. I think the receiver is meant to beat his guy physically and beat him deep, and he should just walk in for
Oh
the
yeah, it's a
touchdown. I
pass
think
play.
that's the play design. Yeah.
It's a pass play, absolutely. He's not meant to run that, but again, you like the improvisation that if it doesn't happen, so that's fine. This is just going to be another screen pass, this next one, but he's back to himself now. Again, clean mechanics, nice and easy, hits his guy in stride, and he can get straight after it. So I just think it's easing off a little bit now. He looks a bit more comfortable again. Probably worn off that hit a bit, which is absolutely fine. Screen pass completion again. So they do this a lot. They've got receivers who are tricky, very speedy, so they will get it out onto the perimeter and give them space to operate. See again, out, bang on the money. That's right in his chest. That's exactly where you want it to be. And this is stuff he was missing a minute ago. So,
and actually, the receiver goes too quickly on that play because the right tackle.
They've sort of figured it out by now, and they're starting to blow these up a little bit. But nothing on Hooker's part. He's throwing them really accurately at this point. So I don't know. I feel like we may disagree on this one, but he misses a wide open receiver on the perimeter here. The footwork sort of got me on this. I felt like there was a lot of unnecessary footwork. He was shuffling a lot, trying to get himself set, but his guy is available on the perimeter in some space, and he throws it right over him. Maybe harsh. I will look at it again, but I think this is a miss.
He made the correct decision on the pass, but too high of a throw, needed more touch. Oh, this is a hole in cover 2, and he needs to just bang it in there, and he doesn't.
Yeah, it goes a bit too high, but look at the receiver right at the top. There you go. Look at all that space he's in there, and he overthrows him.
So, he doesn't throw with anticipation, and I think you're right. I think there's, a little jump in his stance where he doesn't need to do it, and I'll slow this down.
Yeah, so if you look from the back view, this is where his footwork came in, but it's great receiver play here. I mean, look at the space he's in. The guy on the inside, second from the top, can't mark both of them. He's got the receiver coming in. And then that high safety is going to have to come and try and come round. But look at the gap. And he's watching him. Look, he is out there. He can see it. You drop it in front of him, and he's not under pressure. Good protection. If you can drop it in front of him there, then he's going to the house. But this ends up going all the way over. And I think it's because his feet can't get settled. So we'll look at it from the back, and this may explain it. But if you see the pass, it's going to go straight over.
I just want to play it through again. So watch his feet here. So steps back, throw now, no, and then there's a step. Because by the time he throws it, a second before this, he's absolutely clear, and he can rifle it in there if he wants to, because it's going to get to him quicker. But this sort of loopy deep pass is just not what the Docs ordered. And if he fires his receiver,
and if his receiver gets that loopy one, he's going to get smacked out of bounds because he's going to be in the air and defenseless.
But on the other hand, if he actually fires it in there, if he fires it in on this step in front of him, he might walk in.
Yeah.
So I think he's potentially leaving points on the field here.
Yeah. So I'm not too harsh. I didn't think it's been too harsh there. But it just go over. But if we watch from the back view, just watch his feet. He can't get settled here. And that will explain why it's gone too high. He's too busy trying to get his feet in order that his mind's not there when it comes. So you're there, drops forward, one step. Don't need that little jump there. You just need one step forward to set yourself. And you see that little mini step right afterwards that just throws his body off.
I think what happens is that I might be wrong on this, but please feel free to say so otherwise. When he's here, that is where he should be throwing. He's just taking a step. This is when he wants to throw.
Yeah.
But I think he's concerned that slot defender, if he just gets a note of where the ball's being thrown, could pick this ball off if it's rifled in. So he wants to take the half step to make sure he takes the bait of the slot wide receiver taking the instep. So he takes that half step shuffle to try and make sure that he's not going to get picked. But he should see already in a split seconds, if in a perfect world, that the guy's already committed to defending the slot wide receiver. He's already gone at this point. You can see him kind of lunging forward to defend. So he should have done it earlier, and he just waits a half step too long because he's trying to avoid the interception. And it's weird to say for Hooker, but it's too cautious.
Yeah.
I thought it was worth diagnosing that one because it's one of the more annoying throws.
And this is a bad one as well. So this is, again, a receiver wide open in the middle of the field. He's going to fire it behind and high. You're going to see the receiver. He's going to end up trying to make a back shoulder grab behind him when it should be on the money in front of him. This is just a badly inaccurate pass. It looks like the receiver's fault. Like from here, look at it. You look at that. Oh, God, receiver's dropped a doozy. But he's right up here trying to grab it. He shouldn't be there. Look how high it is, and it's behind. It's a bad pass.
It's a dolly. It's a dolly. You just need to... It's a pitch and catch. There's nothing more than that, and he just misses it.
Just drop it in front of him. And that's the point. These guys are so quick. You drop it in front of them on these routes when they're crossing on the field, and that's where they find their space and get the leverage. That is just a really, really bad pass from him there. You know what? College QBs make mistakes. It happens.
Absolutely. No, just to point out the game situation here as well, that was with 17 seconds to go in the half. Now 13 seconds to go in the half. So trying to put points on the board here. Absolutely desperate to make that conversion because you're not in field goal range yet either.
Yeah. Oh, Ken's right. You do have to catch that, but that's a much more difficult catch than it should be. This, however, is a lot better. So here you're going to see confident Hendon Hooker step up into the pocket, and he's going to throw a dime about 30 yards down the field right to his receiver. Watch. Step up, lay it in. Perfect. Where was that before? He's just missed a very simple 15-yard crosser. Just watch him take one step up, plant his foot, in it goes. That's perfect.
Ball wobbles a little bit in the air, actually, which I didn't see there before, but watch that.
It maybe is a little bit behind again, but because you see how his receiver has to stop a little bit, but for the most part, that's good. I like the confidence. Steps up. It's got the power. It's got the accuracy for the most part with it. That is a much better pass, and I really appreciate that. Then this one, I think we're in the second half now.
Yeah.
This is I think the ones you mentioned earlier. This is a very perfectly thrown deep ball over about 50 yards, but it gets done for pass interference. The guy can't make a play on it. But for me, this is perfectly placed over 50 yards, and this is what is so fun about him. He's going to throw it right over to the opposite side of the field. Blatant DPI here. So you see, up it goes. It's perfect. Guy just sort of pushes his receiver out of bounds and gets called for it. But this is, for me, is a really good throw.
Yes.
Just look how effortless it is. Again, it just looks like he's not putting any effort into it whatsoever. But that's going right into the breadbasket, that is, before he's dropped down.
That sort of throw is the throw that you make with your siblings and your dads when you're scrimmaging at home as a kid of about 12 years old. Just chuck it up there, and he's just so good at it.
But it's perfect. If the DPI is not there, his receiver will make the play on that, and he's the only guy who can make the play on that. So, again, so this one's going to be a quarterback run. Not much comes out of it, but just watch his speed. This guy's a lot quicker than some of us given credit for. He's very fast. I think he's going to run out to the right here, but there's just going to be no room for him to go. And I think this is one of the ones where I'd like him to get down, but I think he gets popped on it. Could be wrong, though.
So my notes on it was saying this is an option keeper to the right, makes the correct decision on the read, slides to avoid contact, and gets hit late, which draws a flag for a late hit.
That might be that then. I don't think I noted that. Let's see the flag. But you see, look at his speed. Out sprints to the end, goes down. So is there a flag there?
Yeah. There is. So I'll put the speed down quite slow, so we'll see it. But
you see at the end, number 11 comes off. He's got him. He's done him. Speed's there. And then, again, it's a nice, easy...
Watch the back judge here. There you go.
Oh, there he is. That's right. That's well spotted, that is. That's right on the end. That's probably why I missed that one. The thing is... That just showcases his speed, really, when he's running the ball. And he is very quick.
He slid properly. Yeah. Slid legs facing forward. I appreciate that.
Yeah, this is a great receiver play, and it's an awful throw, and his
It's a
receiver bails him
terrible
out.
throw.
This is just like it's almost like a shovel pass out to the right. It's that short. The receiver makes an amazing one-handed grab here, but this is nothing to do with Hendon. This is all on the receiver.
No, so it's 3rd and 1. I'll point out. So you need the 1 yard. You're at the sort of position where you might go for it on 4th down, but you really would like it here. And there's no way that you should be making it this hard for, I think it's a tight end. I think it's the right-hand tight end who's going to throw to here.
Yeah, and he makes a fantastic one-handed grab here, but the pass is awful.
Oh, no, it's the left-hand tight end. But
he catches that. That looks like a dump. That just looks like he dumps it off into the ground. Look at the catch. Can you do that in slow-mo? It's so wonderful, but it's such a bad pass from there. But this guy, it's a wonderful grab. Look at that. One hand, brings it into his body, keeps control of it.
I'm not even sure that that's necessarily a conversion. I don't know if it was given as a conversion because he falls down basically at the sticks. It's very, very close. But
well, I don't think you get a play. I don't think you get a play after this, so that would insinuate running play.
Yeah,
quarterback, something like that.
It wouldn't be a quarterback running play because you'd see that.
No, it wouldn't. Yeah, but that is such a great catch, and it's just it's a bit of nothing that is. But hey ho, screen pass. Again, seen a few of these now, but he's executing them again fine. So that's kind of what you want to see.
Yeah.
So quick, out it goes. Good height, exactly where his receiver wants it. You just see how quick these receivers are. See how quick he turns his back burners on.
The one thing I'll say about that throw in particular is one of the issues I have with some of the in-rhythm stuff that he does is that sometimes some of his swing passes, some of his screen passes to the borders, to the outside, can lack a little bit of zip. That one was bulleted, and it actually created a bit of time for the receiver to do some work. I have no problem with the rhythm of it in general because it's normally pretty good, but sometimes it's like, can you zip that in just a half second quicker? Yeah. Not the actual throw. The throw's on time. I mean the power of the throw. Anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, it's great. This next play though, absolutely adore. So this is a really fantastic QB run for him here. Gets about 25 yards. We'll play this doing slow-mo from the back, but what you're going to see, he shapes to throw a screen pass. He waits very patiently. Then the A gap opens up. You're going to see him shoot through the A gap behind a blocker, which I believe is his running back. But then what he does, his running back sort of goes off to the right and he shapes to follow that lead blocker, sucks the linebacker in. This allows his center to get round and push the linebacker that way. And then he jukes back out to the left and he's gone. He gets about 25 yards. The only complaint I have on this play is he doesn't go down. He takes a big hit at the end when he shouldn't. It's just like, go down. Don't be taking that sort of hit there. But just play it in slow-mo from the back here. So I think it's his running back. You just watch him shape to throw the screen.
No, so
the defense...
The person who blocks for him, I think, is his left tackle.
No, it's the center. You'll watch. I've watched this play very close. So he's going to shape to throw the screen. The defense goes left. That gap opens up and stop it. Oh, go back and just play it a bit slower. You're going to see him shape to go in the direction of his lead blocker. So look at the blockers going left. And look at that linebacker, number 30. Just takes a few steps. And then that center's going to come in, seal him off, and watch there. Foot in the ground, changes direction. Wonderful. And just puts on the burners, and out he goes. And at this point, it's just like slide. You've got the yardage. He takes one hit here and then gets moved into another. That
almost gets clotheslined.
Yeah. It's like you've got 25 yards. Just get your ass down on the floor. But that is a wonderful run. Fools multiple defenders on that one. And that's what I love about his run game. I absolutely adore that play of his there. And he follows this up with a perfect touchdown pass. Placement, height, speed, everything you want. 2 plays. LSU have had the doors blown off, as we would say, Italian job style. Just watch this. There's his receiver. In it goes. Perfect. I know the defender decks it, but that's the perfect speed. Height, does not have to change direction. That is just a beautiful throw, that is.
Even if the DB doesn't fall over, that's still a touchdown. That's the perfect thing about that throw.
It is. And that's what I love about it. Everything about it is just perfect. And in 2 plays, he's absolutely wrecked them apart. So he's had a little bit of a dicky part in there. This is where they sort of slowed down, but picked him set up. 2 big plays from your quarterback. That's what you want. I love that.
Well, we've already had 2 DPIs, so why don't we have a third?
Is this DPI? I've just put it's great coverage. I thought this is great coverage. I don't think this. It's not DPI. This is great coverage.
This is DPI.
On this. No, it's not. It's not called.
It's not called, but it is DPI.
No, but college referees are little Nazis when they come to this sort of stuff. They throw for everything. This is good coverage.
It's
I'm
bad.
in the DB's club here.
It's terrible coverage.
No, it's not.
Here we go. Right, anyway.
We're discussing Hooker, not coverage.
It's an RPO, deep pass on the right-hand side, so check the outside receiver to your right for this. But Hooker, RPO, lovely RPO, deep ball, and the receiver... the
receiver stiff arms the DB first, so don't give me this rubbish.
Right.
The DB does no wrong here. Look, here they go.
Right. That is the DB initiation. That's the DB initiation contact with 2 hands.
That's not pass interference.
2-handed contact there, and then he grapples.
He's stiff arming him. There is absolutely no pass interference in that play. Get the hell out of here.
I think you're absolutely mad.
I think you are as well. I'm sorry, I'm in Team DB on this one. This is just good coverage. It's a good throw, don't get me wrong, but they're giving each other as good as they get.
I would concede holding if I conceded that it was a good fight. I think he holds him before the ball's in the air.
There's contact, but I don't think it's enough to warrant DPI.
All right.
That is my thing, but I think they're just fighting for that. It's a good throw from. Let's not forget we're talking about Hendon here. This is a good throw, but I love the coverage.
Yeah, only his guy can get it.
Yeah, but this is why I wanted the LSU backs. They're aggressive. They will get up there, and it's tough to play against them. So
one of the reasons why I thought it was DPI is I was looking at the way he came down. So the ball is still in the air here, and have a look at he runs into him.
No, he's falling backwards trying to get that. He's in the air. I mean, it's not hard to change his momentum like that. So
yeah,
50-50 ball. Right. Well, we agreed to disagree. All we agree is it was a good throw from Hendon, and that's who we're here to out. So this is a good completion for me. He's in his own end zone. The pass is a tad high. And I think if it's in stride, they may get a first down here, but that might be a little harsh because he is in his end zone under pressure. So just kind of watch this because he's going to throw it high. His receiver's going to sort of then, instead of carry on his route, stick his foot in the ground, head back to the outside, and just doesn't quite get the first down. But it'd be a bit nitpicky. It's still a decent throw, but it's just a little high for my liking anyhow.
One of the things I love about this is the anticipation of this throw. He throws it as the receiver is making his break. So he's throwing it where the receiver is going to be, and it's a very short throw. So it's going to be to the boundary receiver at the bottom, I think, who runs a slant. And the anticipation is fantastic. You're right, it is a little high, but...
It's PI in the NFL, Ken, if it's for the Detroit Lions. If it's a Lions player, then it's PI. If it's a big Green Bay Packer, then it's never called. But yeah, you see him come in, it's a great play, but you see him go up and then he sort of sticks his foot in the... I mean, it's great improvisation for the receiver. It's just when you sort of see it from the back view, you see if he's there is a gap he can sneak through. If he's sort of all guns blazing in stride, I feel like there's a gap he can hit without having to make that turn. But that's me being subjective. I don't know what I'm talking about. So
I just want to try and capture the frame where he throws. He throws it there.
Yeah.
It's clearly a pick play because this second wide receiver's getting in front of the DB. But he's thrown it and the guy has only just stuck his foot in the dirt for the break and he's throwing it a couple of yards in front. So even though the throw's a little high, in fact...
I did concede it was a bit on the... Yeah, maybe that's a bit too harsh. But again, he's under pressure in his areas. I will take the completion there. It puts him in manageable anyhow. He only gets a yard away and it's great from the receiver.
Yeah.
This needs to be a bit nitpicky. I think if that's in stride, he bursts through those two guys. But like you said, it's tough throw given where he threw it when he was. So, hang on, where were we now? Screen pass again. We love a good screen pass here with Hendon. Out he goes.
So
good blocking.
One of the things I wanted to mention, because I mentioned just a minute ago that he threw that screen pass previously with a bit of zip, and I really liked it.
Yeah.
This is an example of what I don't like about it. Because this one is a bit wobbly and a bit soft. It just takes an
That's
age
it.
to get there.
And they are 2-on-1 at this point. You can see 15 peeling out to go and help.
But like
I do
the
understand there.
the
But
guy
I mean,
has to go and get it and jumps for it. Again, it's a bit high and it's a bit
but
slow.
can we just highlight the blocker for them, for the receiver? That blocker does so well. He has two guys and he gets in. There's one. Then he comes inside, gets two.
Yeah, it's
That
a
is,
great play.
I don't know who that was, but that was terrific receiving blocking. Amon Ra would be proud of that.
Yeah, he would be.
Uh,
Although,
so,
unfortunately, he gets a flag.
yeah. Oh, is it the blocker who gets the flag?
I think potentially it is. I'm going to wind this back a little.
I don't know. I was just giving props to good. We like good blocking here. Oh, is that a little tug? That might be a little tug.
I thought it was great blocking personally, but
Yeah. Here I have QB design run, but you might disagree with me. LSU snuffed this one out, and again, he should slide. He doesn't slide here. I don't like this in terms of him giving himself up for a hit, but I think this is a QB design run. I could be wrong.
again, I think it's an option play, but I think it's the right decision. It's just, you're right. When there's no chance for him to get any further forward, he should just slide or throw it away.
Yeah. It seems to be his demeanor. Off he goes. That feels like a design, but you can see he's not going anywhere. Just slide. Don't take the hits like that. You're obviously not going anywhere. So just come down. Don't let that DB hit you. Because if that other one is coming in from the perimeter quicker, you're almost going to get, sandwiched between those two. You could do yourself some damage. I think it's just sensible from a QB just to know when to give up on a play. Here, just don't put yourself in harm's way. There's no need to do that.
I hate the play design because there's a free defender or two on that side of the field.
But again, you see the speed he uses to separate. He's quicker than that number 11, absolute damn sure. But I just don't like the way he puts himself in danger all the time.
Yeah.
Especially now he's coming off ACL. I don't want him to be in an unnecessary danger. I don't want him to do that. Get down, slide. Don't have any to do with that. Mm. Right, now this is where I have the issue. And I'll go back to earlier. He fumbles again here, and I don't actually know if they get it back. But this is a busted play. He tries to run, but again, he's got no awareness of where his defender is, the location. He gets walloped from behind here, and he coughs it up. And what I don't like is he's under pressure, and he knows he is, but the ball is in one arm, and he's waving it outside. It's not clutched to his body. It's the ball security. He's waving it around. It's there to be hit. He gets smacked and it comes out. I think they get it back, but I could be wrong. But
no, they do get it back.
I just don't like. You've got to be better with the ball here. He's waving it around. You've got to be. And again, he's under a lot of pressure. Just learn to give up on plays sometimes. Don't keep trying to get those extra yards when where they are on the field here. They should be very careful. We can play it through. I just don't like the play from it here.
No, I hate this play. I just wanted to speak on it before it runs through.
Sorry, go on.
This is a quarterback draw for me. I think this is a keeper for him all the way. And in difference to the one that you highlighted before, where you have the centre and the running back as lead blockers, and Hooker just decides to go and put his foot in the dirt, it looks like this play is called and Hooker doesn't really want to run it. So he's not very decisive. Yeah. He's kind of a bit uncertain with this. And the hesitation causes the fumble, because if he sticks his foot in the dirt, he'll get away from this, but because he's like, oh, I don't really want to do it, then the person from behind catches up with him. I think it's the DNs coming back who actually punches it out, and it's just
so there's pressure that comes from the left-hand side of that D-line. I think he runs into his own man, because I'm with you, I don't think he wants to do this. Feels like he runs into his own lineman, then panics, tries to pull out, and then gets walloped. But we'll watch it through and we might see it different again. But there's going to be pressure come from the left here of their line. Watch him run. He just gets hit and out it comes. But just watch his arms. So play it through slowly. It's the ball security aspect here. Look where you are on the field. You're at your own 12. You're in a game where else you aren't playing well. You do not want to give him an opportunity to get the ball here. So out he comes. He just sort of bounces off. And look how his hand's waving. With the ball just out there, it's so easy for them to dislodge. That's bad ball security. You can't be flailing your arm around with the ball in your hand. Do you see where I mean?
Yeah. But if this is a quarterback draw, as I thought it was, the gap is in the B gap here between the guard and the tackle. The 23 linebacker who's in that gap is looking to the right-hand side. Stick your foot in the dirt and get through.
Yeah.
I'm
But
sure
there's
you
no
guys can see what I'm talking about, but this guy's looking this way when his gap assignment is here. That's where the gap is. If Hooker just decides to do that right now, he's going to be absolutely fine. But because he kind of hesitates, just waits and waits,
yeah,
and then, like, what are you doing?
but his arm's all over the place with the
Yeah.
ball in, and it's just that's what I don't like. You can't be that frivolous with the ball so close to your own end zone. It feels like he should have just gone down and almost gone again. You know what? Play's busted. Let's try again. Just throw it away. Do something, but don't put the ball in danger that close to your own end zone.
So Ken just said it looks like a busted play, missed assignment. The thing for me that
It might be.
It might be, but the way he sticks his foot in the turf from the sideline angle makes me think that it's a quarterback draw. And in that point, there's a gap he can run through. So why? Unless he's looking to run through a different gap. But
yeah,
who cares?
Even with that being a busted play, if it's you've got to watch Hooker and what he does. He doesn't make this. He doesn't make it easier for himself. And he gives the ball away ultimately, and you just can't do that. It's very loose, it's very sloppy. If he's got the ball and he's holding it very close to him and it's secure, then I can deal with that. Sometimes you can happen, but it wasn't. This one, I don't like this one, and I feel like we're going to disagree on this one, maybe. But for me here, he's lucky not to get picked. He throws this ball into triple coverage, and the reason he's throwing the ball into triple coverage is because he's looking at nobody but his receiver from the second this ball snapped. And what you'll see, the number 3, who Matt's highlighted, who's the deep safety, I think, in there, he sees where Hooker's looking and he comes across. He draws him there because he can see where he's going, and it turns into triple coverage and he nearly picks it. I don't like this. This is why I just think he's a bit too obvious with where he's going sometimes, and the safeties are recognizing this.
Can I bring up something?
No. Sorry. Tell me that. I've just been like, yeah.
No. Have you seen what I've just done? I know that I haven't drawn it particularly well, but can you see what I've done with the numbering?
Yeah.
There's 14 men on defense here. And so he is trying to catch them, substituting. And he's got 3 extra men on the field. So I think he gets the play off in Aaron Rodgers-esque style, knowing he's got them, and he throws it into triple coverage because he knows that's his go deep guy and he's just going for it all. It's a bad decision if there's no flag, and I don't see a flag being thrown here.
But that's why I didn't pick up on it, because I didn't notice flag on the play.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 14 currently on the field.
No,
by the time it gets off, I don't know if 3 players actually get off, but let's just roll this through really slow because I want to see. He gets the play off now. I think those bottom players, at least 2 of them are still on the field. All 3 of those people have to be off the field for this to be 11 men.
I can't. So that looks very close.
This guy, and this guy. The ball is already snapped at this point. You can see it in the air.
But it's been off a millisecond.
So I don't know if I can.
It's very close. But again,
ball is snapped at this point. They are definitely on the field. Anyway, so Hooker's trying to catch them off. That's why the throw is deep. I agree it's a bad decision regardless, because if he doesn't know whether the flag is coming or not, you could turn the ball over when you don't need to.
It's a continuity issue, though. It is. You've got to stop being so obvious with your reads sometimes. So if we go and watch this from the back, you will see the deep safety notice this and pull across.
Yeah.
It is nearly a pick. And, this is always going to happen. But see how he puts the brakes on, and you'll see it from the back view better. So you see him look across, he'll start, and then you'll notice him. He's like, oh, I'm going to go over there and make a play.
So just watch Hooker call for the ball twice in quick succession, though. He knows he's trying to rush this a lot.
Yeah.
Snap. Defense are not ready for it. But yeah, it's not a great throw, regardless.
What are we on now? 11:21.
Mm-hmm.
This is a battered pass.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of this is on. Sometimes it happens. Pressure there, pass is battered. It's all ball.
I'd love to see him decide.
It's good pressure. It's really good pressure from number 11. This is we've castrated him for being slow as a oil liner, but he gets good pressure. He gets his hands up, breaks the pass here. I think this just happens sometimes. I don't think there's anything on the quarterback here. He's trying to fire it in low and narrow, and he just can't get it over.
Potentially, I would like to see him pull this in and try and run for it instead of going for the pass when you can see the pressures in your face. But I don't mind the throw. It's just so often in the NFL, you'll see this go up in the air and get picked.
Yeah, that's the only thing. But 11 does really well on the right here. Watch it. Gets through the gap, hands up.
Yeah.
Good
play by
I mean, he's only about 3 yards away from the quarterback. So the defender actually does really well to get his hands up before that's thrown. He's throwing that at full pelt. I think that's just a good play on the defense. And you get him sometimes.
This is a lovely play, though. 11:38.
Finds his receiver. This is busted coverage. Big time busted coverage, but it is a big ass chunk play. What Tennessee was so good at last year. I don't know what the defense is doing here, but in it goes. It's just a nice pass, and then so much yak here afterwards. If he doesn't put it right here, then that play gets half the yardage. You've got to put it on the money, and he puts it about as close on the money as you can get.
I don't know if this is Hooker reading the situation or if this is the design play. I assume it's the design.
So the man's in motion who gets this, I believe. The one who's coming across in motion.
Yeah. But what happens is the man comes across in motion. The defender that comes with him ends up then taking the man that's already there, and the outside receiver then takes the new boundary wide receiver. When they hand off responsibilities, the slot guy on the right-hand side who's moving over at the moment actually doesn't know what he's doing. Which is the funny thing. That's why it busts.
Yeah.
If Hooker sees that, and he actually ends up changing the play for it, but it's on time in stride, and that's why there's so much yak.
Yeah.
So
yeah. That's just a good play. And his receiver's got his receiver's got the burners to take advantage of it. Look at that. Nice. Right in the basket. Doesn't have to change direction. Nothing. Nice stiff arm. Really, really bullied them there. 12
I like this play as well.
So this is I think I've got it as a busted quarterback run, but he stiff arms one defender, he jukes another, and he shows the speed to go get some yardage. This is a tough play. I think this is meant to be. This is a busted play, but he makes something out of it. Like you say, you'll see a stiff arm, you'll see him outrun another defender, you'll get positive yardage. This is toughness right here.
Yeah, I put play busted by offensive line. The left-hand side of his line just doesn't block, I think, if I remember rightly. And he just makes something out of nothing. It's great.
I think it's meant to be a run anyhow, isn't it? Because you've got like you got the inside line, the tight end just there.
I've got this being a quarterback sweep to the left. But
because he's moving in that direction beforehand. But it's fun.
The left hand
stiff arm, another's gone.
Yeah, I'll play it through. Just watch what these linemen do. And I'm sure this must be a design play, but they pull to this side, both of them, to block here. So I don't know whether Hendon is meant to also run this way. Potentially. I don't know if he's just fucked it up.
Have a look.
We'll see.
I don't. Nigel saying that a lot of the plays I see from Tennessee, they pull one direction and he goes another. I think that's deliberate. But
I think it might be deliberate as well. But
I love this. I love the stiff arm, and then he puts the burners on, and he gets the idea. You know, it's a tough play. He could have taken a big sack there, and he didn't. He gives as good as he gets. So.
It's a great play by him to ad-lib. Two more plays to go.
This is a shot into the end zone. I've put that the throw is underthrown and it's quite wobbly. Leaves the receiver too much. He's going to go right to the back here, but I think he could put more juice on this because I think his receiver has to come back, try and contort his body and get it, and he just can't. I think this could benefit from more juice, but you may well probably disagree with me.
My notes were nice pump fake, good ball placement considering the coverage, and DPI prevents touchdown is what I have on this as well, but you may disagree with that. Let's run it through.
I've not put DPI here, so I would assume no. You see there, in it goes. That's not DPI. That's not DPI.
So, no, but a flag is thrown in the end zone, and that's why I said DPI, because DPI is called.
I don't think it is. But if you watch where this ball lands, use the other view. Don't use this view. The other view's better.
It is, but if he's not locked onto his read here, he'll see that the slot receiver actually has like a yard and a half of separation.
I didn't actually put he was locked onto his target for this one. One of the few times I didn't.
But look, the ball is already in the air at this point. But let me wind back to when it's not.
Oh yeah, you see the gap there.
Actually, so the boundary receiver is the right decision at this point, which is when he throws it. So that was good. But a step later, his man's actually won. But there's the DPI. So let me just wind that back and let me slow this down to show you why it isn't caught. Tug there. And it really affects what the right is. It's not much.
Oh, give over. It really, you've just said
but the flag is just thrown there. Like but
it's not much, doesn't really affect where it's going, right? So we'll see from the back here and play it slow. If this is a little more juiced, because this defender has to go down and try and come back and get it. Sorry, his receiver. You see it here, and it's just he's having to come back. If that is 2 or 3 yards higher and it's going right to the back stick there, he's going to catch it. It's just a little too under. And again, it's not a big criticism because he's throwing from quite some distance away.
Yeah.
But it's just a little underjuiced. But rather under than over.
I think that is one of the plays that actually could have benefited from him rifling it in rather than trying to put it in the breadbasket. Because if he rifles it in, he doesn't have to aim for the back of the end zone. No other defender's getting the ball when his receiver already has a step. So rifle in and try and hit him in stride with 4 or 5 yards of room in the end zone. If you loop it in, you're aiming for the post, not the post, corner.
I guess you're doing it to try and draw DPI as well. That's why.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Right, this is the last play on the
screen. It's a screen. It's the ideal way to finish it. I say it's a screen. It's not really a screen. I don't know what it is, but it gets them a first down.
But what I will highlight is this is the first play of the entire game where Hendon Hooker is under centre.
Yeah, because I thought he was going to kneel it down at this point. It looks like they're in victory formation almost.
But it's a nice... So we run so much play action in the Jared Goff offense, and he can run play action. And actually, the RPO style that he runs is not too dissimilar from this play action style offense.
Yeah.
So,
it's...
in terms of translating into Detroit's playbook, I think he can run quite a lot of the plays that Goff can. Because he has this ability. He just doesn't do it very often, but it's there.
It's funny, though. I'm pretty sure the defender's trying to... getting his pants on the end of this one. You see the way he takes him down? Just like, get here, you're mine. he just sort of wraps his legs around him and takes him down. It's like proper old school wrestling move.
Right.
But it for me, it's the good, the bad, and a little bit of ugly in there. But it's a good indication of the type of player he is. He can make some great throws, but he is limited a bit by his scheme as well. And who knows how good he could be when he's released from that.
If he doesn't fumble the ball twice and he doesn't have 5 DPIs against him or whatever it actually is in reality, maybe it's 3. It's definitely 3.
Or how about 10? Give him 10 DPIs.
Okay, but there's 4 given. There's 3 that we agree on, and there's 2 that are questionable at best. But regardless, if those 3 balls go for deep plays and he doesn't fumble the ball twice, which is, they're big ifs because you can't do that in NFL games. But the deep ball throwing was on point. The processing of the offense, the getting the ball out to your playmakers, all of that stuff. It was exactly what you want out of this guy. So a couple of plays to clean up. But it's not like you're watching a typical third-round quarterback.
But there is, but also your offense ain't this simple in the NFL. And you don't get, it's just not translatable, a lot of this. And you're not going to have burners playing for you every single play that make the job easy. And again, it's not depreciating what he does, but like I said, there are so many plays where it's open. You've got to get the deep balls, you've got to get them accurate, but in the NFL, there's got to be a lot more times when you've got to be clinically accurate in close coverage situations.
Yeah.
And, can he do that? And I'm not saying he can't. It's just you can't see it as much in college because of the scheme they play. But overall, I liked watching this tape.
I guess
they did really well, and they knocked them out. And he came back He took a big ass hit, had a little bit of the game where he wasn't great, and he still managed to pull himself back up and end it really strongly, which is
What
what you want to see from your quarterback.
what I would say is he has shown the ability, whatever you think of him, to run a script and to make
Oh
decisions
yeah.
based on the script and execute well. He's got touch, he's got a rifle when he wants to use it, but he doesn't use it nearly enough. He often uses touch and he's got a hell of a lot of it. He's a great runner. So for the first 15 plays of a game, he should be absolutely fine because those should be scripted plays and he should be able to execute that in his sleep because scripted is what he does. When it comes to difficulty is like second half adjustments is what I think that he's going to struggle with. So let's see what happens when he gets to the pro level. It's time, I think, to introduce the second player that we're going to profile because the next game we're going to watch is Hendon Hooker versus Alabama. Now, although strictly we're not watching Brian Branch on this video, Brian Branch is in this video and we will be commenting on both players. So let's have a look at Brian Branch and then we'll watch both of them in this next game. So Brian Branch, to call him a safety is to do him a disservice, but nominally that is what he's listed as. 140 tackles, 15 pass breakups, and 4 interceptions, a coverage grade last year of 86.4. He played what they called the star role at Alabama. 5'11 and a half, 190 pounds, RAS score of 5.27. Really high football IQ. His play speed's much faster than his 40-yard dash time, which I think was in the 4.6s, if I remember rightly. Limited ball production. So, sorry?
458,
458.
I think.
So,
Yeah.
only 4 interceptions, which for someone of his intelligence is not fantastic. Savor the Flavor on Twitch says, hello, I watched the Tennessee-Alabama game to get a good look at Hendon, Branch, and Gibbs all in one go. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts. All right. So
I did. It was wonderful.
Branch, just for some high-level stuff on him while we watch both of them in this one. What I found striking about him is how many reps he took at linebacker. Like, when he's listed as a safety, I expected a lot more of him at safety. Like, he lines up in the left slot or as a stacked cornerback on the outside because they play like with a cornerback one behind the other sometimes, or as a linebacker inside left, inside right, not as a middle linebacker, but as an outside linebacker, sometimes on the edge. He doesn't often play as a deep safety, like if at all.
So that's kind of the thing of Jordan Battle and D'Amico Helms, who's the other guy there. They're sort of the out-and-out safeties who play, but he's like the third guy. It's kind of what he's going to be with us. You might well have 2 safeties on the field and Branch playing with the Lions. That's the sort of role that he's going to fill in. But all I can say is, trying to pick him out on a defense when you're doing tape on Hooker and it doesn't point him out to you. He lines up everywhere. It's like playing Where's Wally, just trying to find him on the defense, which is a good thing. He's very versatile in what he does. So I will say the one thing that is, and the Tennessee game pointed this out, and we also had them against, oh God, who the hell? Texas, when the Longhorns should have beaten them, but Quinn Ewers got injured. His weakness is when he's in off coverage against really speedy wide receivers. He gets burnt very frequently in that department. And to be honest, the entire Bama secondary did by this, and you will see some examples of this going on. But for the most part, he's very versatile. He's really good against the run. He's kind of everything you want. The only knock on him in college was his production. And, you can see why a little bit of the time the production wasn't elite, but it can be at the next level. He's going to be a Swiss Army knife for Aaron Glenn going forward. He will be our version of CJ Gardner-Johnson within a couple of years. And that's why we've got him here, I think, is to learn from one of the best. And this is the role we will want him to fulfill long term. And he's got the best mentor possible. And again, I'm not going off, PFF stats here, but I mean, he has a good game. It's just the big chunk plays that really knock his grade in this. You can see the coverage grade's down at 50, but I mean, he's 2 of 5, gives up 14 yards in this one. That's against Hooker and that Tennessee offense. A lot of guys got absolutely toasted by them.
So just to say, in terms of the games that we decided to watch, yes, we chose this one because both Hooker and Branch are playing each other, and that's just interesting, and also time saving for us. This is also Branch's worst game of the season by PFF, according to the overall defense number. And I think it's good to watch a player's worst game because I think it gives you a lot of context about what that player does right and what he does wrong. And I came away from this game thinking, damn, he's a good player.
Well, we just saw Hooker's worst game.
And it was really good, apart from the odd snap
Exactly.
here or there. So you can see he had 10 tackles in this game, which was 2 more than in any other game. 4 of them were stops. That's the most he had on the season, joint with another couple. As he said, 2 of 5. The reason the coverage grade is so low is that was the first time he gave up a touchdown in coverage on the season. Now, obviously, he also gave up one against Auburn as well. Auburn. Later on in the year, but that's the reason why, and it's a horrible rep, the touchdown he gives up, I will say. But barring that, I was actually impressed, generally speaking. There's some bad, and there's some good. The way I propose doing this, Ant, is having a watch-through for Hooker, and then a watch-through for Branch.
Yeah, I mean, I've got the notes for both of them on here, so
All right.
yeah, we can do that. So
I'm presuming we're watching every rep again because of it being Hooker. And course
yeah. Well, we'll see where we get in it because I mean, Branch's tape at the end. It's for corners you have to watch a lot less plays because they're not always involved. So
yeah,
but yeah, this is. So what are we on? We're on the very first play here. So this is a really good throw from Hooker. It's down the center of the field. It's in strides, perfect height. You'll actually see Branch come in. He helps finish off the tackle here because the defender's struggling to bring the receiver down. You are going to see Branch sort of crash into him and finish off the tackle. It's good play from both of them here, actually.
yeah.
It's a nice one to start with. So Branch is number 14 on the defense for those who are, because they won't point him out here.
No, so I'm going to try and point him out on every play if I can.
Yeah.
So just watch the back angle here from Hooker, RPO, IDs it, throws it on time, nice catch.
There's Branch.
Tight coverage. So I'm going to wind this back and we'll have a look at Branch now as well. So Branch is this guy. Ooh.
He's next to the T.
Is this guy here. So then he comes in and lays the hit on at the end.
Very struggling to bring him down.
Very physical guy.
Yeah. You see it great here. It's a lovely pass. Straight
He's coming in here to hit.
Yeah, that's a good play. That's the strong safety play. That's the strong safety version of him there. This is why he's such a good hybrid. He's got the strength you want from a safety, but he's got the mobility of a cornerback. So it's great there. The second one. So this is Hooker. This is another terrific run from him. Again, you'll see patience in the pocket. He will spot the rushing lane and he'll take it. He's going to break one tackle, out sprints another defender. Then he's forced into touch actually by Brian Branch, who shows great speed to come across and cut him off. So Matt's highlighting where Branch is there. He's going to come inside initially, but then when Hooker breaks 2 tackles, you're going to see him come across and run him out of play. It's good speed from him. But it's good play from both again here. So Hooker, he waits, hits the gap, breaks one tackle, out sprints another, and then across comes Branch to force him out. Otherwise, he could get some serious yardage.
Right, so I'm just going to watch Branch now on this rep because we've seen what Hooker does. Holds it, pump fakes, escapes the pocket when the gap opens up. Branch is the right-hand slot cornerback here. So motions in, he's taking that receiver, comes in with him, then spots that Hooker's on his own, reverses course, and he's the one who forces him out of play. And actually hits him late out of bounds, which is really stupid. Like, he's just hit him there. He's a yard and a half out of bounds. So, one thing I will say...
I don't mind aggressive safeties.
I don't mind aggressive safeties, but he's aggressive in bad spots. For a guy with high football intelligence, sometimes he can let it get the better of him.
Yeah. Well, it's a good play from both players.
Yeah.
But Hooker here, look, he's patient. Look at that. He sees the gap. He's like, "Ooh, I can go a run in here." Out he goes, breaks one tackle, speeds around another, but then Branch shows really good pace to come out. And in fairness, Hooker puts an arm up at him first. So
he's allowed to. He doesn't touch him.
I know, but arms going up before that's a cheeky little dig at the end there. So let's not have the anti-safety club here. So this again, Branch isn't involved in this play. You're not looking for Branch. This is another beautiful throw from Hendon Hooker. He starts this game off on fire, But let's just appreciate how good this throw is from him.
So I have this as being his second read, and I don't know whether I'm right. So I want you to.
I've not put out about reads in this one. I've done the read thing. I'm gonna try and be. But yeah, this is a lovely pass.
So I have his first read being on the left and his second read being on the right. And the first read ends up being covered. He comes back to the tight end on an angle rope route. So I think that his reads are... I can't remember which receiver it is, but it's one of these two. And the tight end is a second read, and he'll end up doing this. Branch is right-hand slot defender here.
Yeah, he's not involved in this.
So... Hooker takes a snap. Maybe it's only one read. I don't know.
It's one read. It's one read.
Let's see this again.
See, look, he moves.
Yeah.
One read. But that's a really good throw. Look, it's in stride. Again, if you've been really, really nitpicky, maybe saying it's a bit too high, but that's been incredibly nitpicky.
So I think when he catches that, you see he catches it and he turns his head slightly to the left, and you'll see a receiver coming down in this direction in just a second. And I think he doesn't quite get there in time for Hooker. I do think this is the number one read here. He looks at it and then he turns to the right. But then you'll see this receiver coming in here. And I think he's waiting for this guy. And it doesn't quite happen.
I think he's just looking forward because that's where he's looking when the ball snapped at him. But hey,
maybe. No. I don't know.
But that is a lovely pass again.
It's a lovely pass.
In stride. And like I say, the biggest nitpick you could say is it's maybe a tiny bit too high, but I'm not gonna get there. So here, Hooker with 1 minute in, spots pressure, uses his feet well to reset in the pocket. He throws a deep spiral ball. Again, maybe a tad undercooked, but I like the coverage here. The pass is broken up. If you're looking for Brian Branch, he is the blitzer that Hooker has to reset for.
It's a wonderful day for defensive pass interference.
Get lost. No. Anyhow, Brian Branch is the blitzer on the left here. Watch Hooker reset in the pocket. It's great. He just takes a couple of steps, avoids the pressure because the right tackle does sort of push him round, and then he throws a lovely spiral. You can see it. But I just think it's really good coverage, Matthew.
So Branch starts on the receiver in motion and then comes onto the edge, and you can see this DB is then going to end up taking this guy. So this guy comes in here and takes this guy, is going to come here, and this leaves Branch free to rush.
Yeah. But just watch how Hooker just takes a couple of steps to reset. It's just nice and easy, avoiding the pressure. So there he goes. Oh, it's the running back. Just a little reset, spirals up. That is really good coverage.
Clear the penalty. It's so clear, this one. It's not...
God, you're such a referee, you are.
Okay, hang on a minute. But by the way, my Bijan love is pure. My Bijan love is strong because this is a heck of a block from him.
Oh, no, it is. I thought it was the right tackle. I got it wrong. He comes across really quick, but pushes him out. But did you just see that little step he takes in just to get himself out the line of fire? Just a tiny little step. Yeah, look, no touching. No touching.
He has
jumps up,
barreled him over.
He's not touched him. Get off. Barreled him over. You are an English literary major here. He absolutely destroyed him before he touched him. It just caused contact of biblical proportion. Use these big words to make it seem bad. It's a lovely spiral. You see the spiral of the ball. Love it.
It is lovely. Just want to highlight.
He's leaning back to catch that. He is not getting touched.
Okay, so
he's putting his. That's like Ashley Young claiming a foul. Look, his hands are already up. He's already complaining. It's not even been touched.
What I will say, at least in the NFL, the defender initiates contact and doesn't get his head around to look at the ball. In the NFL...
He's looking at it now.
He's not. His head is looking to the sideline. He's trying to get his head around, but he doesn't get there, and he contacts the offensive player before...
No, he doesn't. That's not DPI. It's not called either. And it's right in front of the sideline. No, it wasn't.
Anyway, it was a lovely pass. No, it wasn't. It was slightly underthrown. But anyway.
You gotta love it, haven't you?
Yes, you have. This is fun. We're only a minute through this.
Woo!
Right.
This is a really odd play. Hendon Hooker on a run runs right into the middle of the scrimmage. You and your discernible mind might know better than me, but this just feels really weird. He just runs into scrimmage and gets hit. It's odd. Let's just watch it through. I can't really describe it other than he takes the snap, fake hands off, and then just runs into the middle of the pile. I'm assuming he thinks a running lane's going to be burrowed out, but there's kind of just nothing
So
there.
my note is RPO keeper runs straight into trouble up the middle. QB power, but holes didn't open. Poor vision question mark.
I just think it's a weird play. Yeah, it's a weird play. I didn't put anything about it being Hooker's fault. It's just look at him. He runs, and this just he gets impacted so early. It's like it just doesn't look like there's a gap there either.
See Branch here on the right-hand slot position. Not that he makes an impact, but just IDing him again here. I think this is a problem from the offensive line because it's clearly some sort of power.
Oh, I think
play,
it is,
here.
But kind of look, he's in.
Not power. Is it power? I don't know what the name is.
It's the nose. Whoever the nose is just kind of pushes the center across and is straight in at him.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a busted play.
The center gets, but it's just like, even if that did work, it just didn't feel like there was ever going to be the room there.
By the way, this is another example.
I'm going to say, I've got DPI here. Before you complain, I've got DPI here.
No, so that's not what I was going to say.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 men.
Oh. I just put this as DPI, so...
The reason that Hooker takes this throw is because
there's more men on the field.
The up-tempo offense at Tennessee is a massive issue for defensive teams who can't substitute. Michigan would have had a nightmare against Tennessee because they love to substitute into 12 men all the time. But yeah, can't get the defenders off the field. Hooker knows it, so he takes it. He wants to go deep immediately. Lovely throw. Clear DPI.
But even I put this DPI there, so you can't complain at that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Takes what we can. Hooker not involved.
Exactly.
Not Hooker. Branch not involved there.
And he's not involved in this one either. Another good solid throw from Hooker. We can just watch this one through, but Hooker really cooks early in this one. You just see, again, looks, throws out, right into stride. Exactly where it needs to be. There's no cover for the receiver. He's just going to get popped, but it's not on Hooker. Look, nice, quick. Receiver gets it in stride. No complaints with that one whatsoever. Now, this is the 43-yard touchdown throw. Hyatt burns everything here, and Brian Branch is the guy at the top of the screen who this is one of the things I mentioned. When he's in off coverage, really fast receivers just eat up that space that he cushions there, and he just can't catch up. But two of them get done here, and Branch is like the lesser offender. But you'll see at the top of the screen, watch the guy put the burners on, just burn through the middle of them. It's a lovely throw, but this Alabama team, this entire game, all the Alabama safeties got cooked. Branch was the one who did the best out of the three of them. But yeah, this is what Tennessee is about. It's about speed, getting into space, big, devastating plays. Look at this. There he goes. Just so much space, and it's a lovely ball. He catches it in stride, doesn't need to dive, anything like that. Beautiful.
It's a beautiful.
And look how effortlessly the spiral, beautiful, and Branch is on the right-hand side there. So I think it's D'Amico Helms next to him, who's the one who, it's technically his guy, and he gets burned, but you can see he burns past Branch as well.
So if I'm reading this play right, this is zone coverage with 3 deep men. This guy should be deep here, this guy should be deep here, and Branch is going to be deep here as help. With this guy probably taking something like this zone. Yeah. I'm not 100% right, but Branch effectively in this sort of deep third should potentially be helping out against both of these receivers. He ends up not really understanding which one he needs to give help with and ends up in no man's land. I'm not entirely sure I've read the coverage right, so you guys tell me if you think I'm wrong here, because I don't know.
But just look how quick the space. So he's got 10 yards here, and this space, look, one step and he's gone. He's already at the point where the recovery speed will just not be there. It's like he gets caught in two minds as to what to do. He takes like a step forward, and then that's it. He's done, because I think it's Hyatt in this one. He's too quick.
Hyatt's number 5, isn't he? Yeah, so that was Jalen Hyatt. Yeah.
He got 4 touchdowns in this one. He set some stupid records in this. He got like 200 yards as well. Beautiful. But
Brent, this is definitely a Hooker breakdown with Branch aspects as opposed to a Branch breakdown. Introduce Branch because he's in the video, and we're going to be talking about him in a minute. But
yeah, we're doing both at once. So
yeah, so Brent says not enough speed to recover, and I don't think it's that. I think it's that Hyatt isn't his assignment. He needs to get back to his deep third, but he sees Hyatt breaking through and thinks, shit, that's the problem. And he doesn't have enough speed to recover at that point. But he's already beat. Like, there's no way Branch could get back. Even if he was Eric Stokes and he could run a 4.26, he's not getting back for that now because he's too far behind. But yeah, anyway.
It's just they were playing crazy against them. They should have been playing deeper. They just were not playing deep enough against them. It was.
But just
noticeable.
What's a throw by Hooker?
Oh yeah, no, great throw. I'm not knocking Hooker. This is more sort of looking at Branch here.
Yeah. Right, next one. RPO pass intermediate to the middle, gets through progressions. I've said nice timing with wide receiver, but I don't know whether it's progressions or not.
I did not have that in there. I didn't notice about the progressions. I think Branch is the one who finishes the tackle off here. I think it's hard to get a badge on his number, but I'm pretty sure Branch is involved in this play.
So 229, he's the right-hand slot here. So he is this player.
Yeah, I think he gets involved and finishes this off. But...
So I've said that Branch on the right slot tracks his man in front of him, then comes off it post the pass being in the air to ensure the tackle is made.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, we'll have a look.
Yeah, I wish I'd said which way the pass was going, but anyway. So here we go.
It goes to the centre, if I remember rightly. Yeah, comes across centre, and there Branch comes down, helps finish it off. He's the one who lays the hit in really late, just to sort of finish it off.
Yeah, so what we're looking at here, I can't remember which receiver it is, but one of these two come in here, and Branch tracks his guy back, and then when the ball's thrown, comes into contact here.
Yeah. There's the versatility aspect of it.
It's a lovely break by the wide receiver. Hit and strike by Hooker and Branch.
It is him. So again, it's such quick decision making from Branch. He's on his guy. He realizes it's not there. How can he affect the play? That's just really smart. He sticks the burners on, comes in and helps bring the play dead.
Yeah.
So I really like that from Brian Branch there. This is, again, the versatility you sort of see. You're always looking, what can he do? It's not just one phase of the plays. He's fussed about.
Hang on. I just said that Hooker went through his progressions on this one, so I actually want to see whether I was right on this because I don't know.
You're best off looking from the back view.
I think I might be wrong here.
He looks very set here. He looks at the running back to hand it off.
Hang on. So
I don't know.
Let me slow this right down because I want to have a look.
Oh, hang on. Putting it in this slow-mo for it is that
I'll put it on half speed.
But he looks at his running back as he's
looks at running back, but then holds.
He has to move his head in that direction to get to his read. He can't not avoid that.
Yeah, all right.
But again, yeah, Branch brings the juice in on that play there. This is a touchdown pass. This is nothing. So you're going to see Branch is lined up on the right-hand side of the D-line here. He gets wrecked by a double team, but the play goes in the opposite direction. And he beats his man to the pylon.
So
Branch, you'll see from the back, he's just circling around the top there. I think
he's just come in here.
Because you see how they've loaded the left-hand side of that line, but what they're going to do is bring a man in motion, hit him on the right. He's going to run to the pylon and score. I mean, just look at that speed.
I remember watching that play live thinking, Tennessee are going to do this.
Branch is just here, and the poor boy gets double-teamed right off the screen. Look at him, bless him. He's got the left tackle and the tight end just absolutely mauling him. There's nothing to do with Branch. He can't do anything about it.
So this is Branch here coming across the formation.
He's coming across to help. And look, at the left tackle and the tight end just come in and be like, yeah, you're not going nowhere, sunshine.
Look at how good this play is because Hooker is fully committed to that fake. It's a running back screen to the left.
Yeah.
And then he comes back.
In.
Yeah.
And then brute speed. And the ref takes a dive.
I just noticed that. That's excellent.
But there's just, this Saban's defense just didn't know it couldn't handle it. It was crazy, but I felt really sorry for Branch on that one, bless him. The short TT pass, 305. I've got here that Hooker throws it behind his receiver into tight coverage. It's incomplete. Branch is not in on the play, but I think this is not the greatest throw.
So yeah, Branch is part of the too high safety here. So Branch is this guy who I think comes back.
Yeah. But the throw, you will see, he's in really tight coverage and it's behind him. There's no way he's getting it. You see it there. You see him come
The
back a little bit. It's a big hit, but
the
I think that's Jordan Battle #9.
the
But just
fact that
look
the
how it's
receiver
still.
the fact that the receiver gets anything on it at all stops it being an interception.
Yeah,
This is a terrible pass.
yeah, it's behind and it's not great. And Battle would have had that otherwise. But you see, that's just.
Right in the breadbasket
Yeah,
of Battle.
yeah. So not the greatest throw there, but he's had a good game to this point. So this is going to be another crossing route completion for Hooker. Again, Branch is not involved in this play in any significant area, but they love these crossing routes. Get your speedy guys, get them going up to speed, cross field, get them in space. Hooker gets the completion here. There you see him come across, in it goes, tackle's made. It's a really good tackle in fairness, but
Hooker's timing with his receiver is so good because he has to hold it for a while to wait for him to get through. But when some of the routes he's been throwing are timing routes, and he's going to throw it and pray that the receiver actually gets there. For this one, watch the receiver. So he comes in motion here, and here he's not free. He's just faked outside. Hooker's still holding on to it. He's still dancing with his feet. Now he beats him. And then Hooker throws it. So the timing and waiting for the play to develop is really good here.
Yeah, and it's a great tackle. He misses that, then he's going to get some. He's going to get some good yardage there.
Yeah.
322. No, on the next page. Bloody hell. Completion. Yeah, there's another completion. But I've put there that he does have tunnel vision a bit. So this must be a read thing again.
Yeah, so I put nice patience allowing the route to develop, slightly thrown behind him, but actually that allows the wide receiver to double back for more yards on the play. So coincidentally, the not perfect throw actually means they get more out of it. Branch on this play, right slot. So this guy down here. He allows a big cushion, obviously, like he is at the moment. Reacts to curl route reasonably. I said there's no impact on the play, but if we were looking at the safety play, we'd still be looking at what he does, even when the ball isn't going his way. So, but anyway, first of all, Hooker, ball thrown slightly behind, I think here.
You see how he's looking, and his head's it's stuck there. It's stuck. It's not looking anywhere else. Out he goes, and it's there, it's there, it's there. I mean, it's
maybe I'm being unfair about it being slightly behind him. I'd like it in front.
I don't think. I didn't note that. I thought that was fine. I thought the receiver just improvised a little bit, got the ball, sort of put his foot down, and then went to the outside. It's what they do a lot there. So
I'm just going to focus on Branch for a minute just to see what he does here.
It's good coverage.
And that you see Branch working back to the ball. Obviously, he's not going to make an impact there.
No way,
One thing that I really like about Branch is that he doesn't give up on a play.
Oh no, he's got a lot of hustle about him. Branch does. Again, it's kind of the word of the week last week when we were talking about Martin. It's hustle, but he's got hustle built. And like I said, it was when he chased Hooker out of play right at the beginning. That was hustle. He was doing his thing, and then broke assignment. He's broke assignment to make a tackle as well. Always looking how to get involved. Doesn't want to be out to play at all. This is a QB run. Again, patiently waits for the gap and sets off. He jukes a guy, but then he gets tackled from behind. But again, I like the patience. He waits for the gaps to run up. So there you go. You'll see gaps there. He'll juke a guy, but then just gets hit from behind. I don't know whether I want him to slide there. I think that's fair. You see him there. He gets outside. He doesn't realize the guy's behind him. Could have got another 5 or 6 yards. Looked like he was heading for the sideline there, so I'm willing to give him the benefit on that one.
So I want to talk about Branch on this one.
So
Branch 404 is the left-hand slot here. So my note for him, good communication with the safety, passes off his man and comes in field, doesn't make any impact on the play. But one thing about about Branch is that he's meant to have a really good football IQ, and part of that has to be communication when you're being part of the DBs. So the fact that he can communicate with the safety, you can see them talking to each other right now.
Yeah.
And so they change assignment.
Yeah.
And actually, it's then busted play. up at the top. But, never mind. Branch then ends up coming into centre field. But, he's on the field communicating with his guys all the time. It's not a very
But you can see how the
descriptive
O-line sort of
defense.
carve the DNs apart to give him room to run if he wants to. That seems to be a very deliberate thing there. But he's always patient, waiting for them. He doesn't just go and try and go off. He'll sit there and wait. And if the pass is not on, he will run. So, yeah, again, I like it. So this is an incomplete pass. Actually, Hooker targets Branch here. Branch breaks up the pass, but he gets called for PI. I think this is harsh. But again, me and Matt are on different sides of the fence tonight. Bear in mind, Branch only got called for 5 penalties last year, and 2 of them were in this game. So it kind of shows you how difficult it is to deal with them, like electric, quick Tennessee receivers. But I like the coverage. I think it's harsh. So Hooker targets Branch here.
So my note: he's the right slot deep, shows nice hips, flips them to explode on the break of the receiver. Just gets too close too early. Like the timing, it's not quite bang bang, but it would be DPI in the NFL. I think if he gets there a half second later, it's a perfect play.
Yeah, I can understand why it's given, but I do think it is a tad harsh as well. But overall, I love Branch's technique here. This is just like you said, split second. You see, in he goes.
Oh,
he's round the back of him. I think he's just reaching round to get the ball. I don't know if there's too much contact there.
Sorry, I highlighted the wrong player. Branch is this guy. Sorry.
I like what Branch does here. I think that the coverage is very tight. Look, he comes in, gets the other side.
Yeah, he's all over him. So, if I go back and watch this and just slow it down, not to make it look worse, but just so I can show what I mean. He's watching him. He turns. He's contacted him there. He's grabbed hold of him already. And then he's
I think he has. I mean, you can't see from that angle whether he has or not. I mean, he comes across him, but then he's around the front. And it's when you see him coming from the side, they're not together, they're separate. It looks very much like they're welded together. But then you see him come across here, and he's in front of him. He's got in front. And he gets the pass in there, and let's say I can probably understand what it's given. I just think it's a tad bit harsh. I think they were very quick to throw that, but overall, technically, I like what he did. He's making the play there. He's trying to make the play. He's getting in front of his receiver, trying to make the play, which is what I like. And it looks like he's at the start of the play. It looks like he's completely out of it. The receiver's got the inside on him. He's got the leverage, but he manages to recover and get inside and break it up. Just a teeny tiny bit illegally, maybe, but.
Oh, dear.
This is an incompletion. It's a short pass. I've put part bad receiver hands, part too much juice on the ball. But I could be wrong here. But it's just a short incompletion. I think it is a little bit of both. I think it's part bad hands, part fired in a bit too hard.
I said thrown slightly too high, bobbled in the air, lucky to avoid INT, but I'm not sure it's nah.
Well, we're in the same territory then. We think it's maybe a little bit too juiced. Like I say, it's just there. He throws it like really hard.
It's a pitch and catch. Like, he shouldn't be getting this wrong.
Yeah, because there he is, and he just throws it really hard at him. And, maybe the receiver should probably get it, but he should also be a little bit lighter on it. It's just bulleted in. And, yeah, they're really lucky that didn't get picked. I don't know how number 10 doesn't get that, to be fair.
I think it's because the running back then makes a second attempt at the ball, which actually knocks it free. But yeah.
So I think there's a few of these, like the fumbles and that, he gets lucky because of his teammates. So, all right, that's fine. 4:55. This is not good for Branch. So this is a false start. Then Hooker will throw a screen. And maybe I'm being too harsh, because it's like the Broderick thing last week, but Branch completely misses the tackle. I don't know whether his momentum takes him past, but it's not great.
Not offside on the defense as opposed to false start, which is only on the offense. But yes.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Offside. Yeah. You know what I mean.
Yes,
they're drawn
offsides.
They're drawn offsides. He throws a screen pass. Branch misses the pass, the tackle. So you see it go out there. Branch comes. Hang on, is this it? Oh, yeah, it is. It just took a bit longer.
So I think Hooker goes through.
He's just a little bit too overzealous. He goes through reads there.
He goes through reads. He goes through 3.
He goes through 3 different reads there. It goes out and just look. He's just a little too overzealous, Branches. But I mean, the play's busted.
But he makes sure that the receiver goes down.
Oh, yeah.
He gets enough.
He's there. He misses. Yeah. He
gets enough on him.
Disruption. Yeah, it's good disruption. It's just a little too overzealous. And again, this is sort of been nitpicky. But then he makes up for it on the very next play. You're going to see another screen. The receiver is going to break the initial tackle, but then he's going to run into Branch. Branch going to finish off the tackle this time. This is a good Brian Branch on the screen pass run defense. Oh, the screen pass defense, sorry. So watch it go out. He breaks the first initial tackle there, runs into Branch, who brings him down. It's a good play.
Okay, so let's just see this again. So this is Branch. Once the play is gone, he viciously attacks this blocker and then releases down this way in order to make the block, to make the tackle. The pass is made now, vicious into that one, and then hauls him down there. Really good play by Branch.
Yeah, and he wraps. Just watch the way he wraps around and gets him. So there he is. He wraps, brings him down. That's much better. Like I said, that's why the other one was just a little bit of overzealousness. It's not a problem with his game. Or just a step too quick, a step too early. Their execution's perfect. And, it was really good. So I enjoyed that from him to come straight back from that. So here I've got design QB run, but you seem to also think there might be the QB sweeps as well. Branch bites on the fake handoff inside. Hooker gets 1-versus-1 on the perimeter, but the defender does well to force him out. So you'll see Branch is rolling this better from the back view, but he's one-on-one. Defender does really well. I know he stumbles a bit, but you'll see Branch right on the right-hand side of the line there. He's going to bite on the fake handoff inside, which takes him out of it, but so does the entire Bama defense. It's good play.
The reason why I went back to look at the scoreboard is I wanted to see that play was 4th and inches or 3rd and 1, but it was 2nd and 10. Why they came out with a heavy set and ran a quarterback keeper, I don't know. Yeah. But why Alabama defended it like that if it wasn't 3rd and short or 4th and short, I don't know. Why are you crashing down on that? It just doesn't make... Scheme-wise, I question Alabama there because Branch does exactly what he's meant to do for the type of play that Alabama are running, which is stop them running the ball up the middle. They've sold out on it. So Branch doesn't have to make a read there. He fills his gap.
Yeah. But, I mean, I agree with Brent. He's right. He does have a feel for the ball. Absolutely. He knows where the ball is. You see him always looking, he's locating, and he's making a play. He's very, he's got the IQ. Absolutely, to be great.
Mm-hmm.
But I love that there. We're on 5:44. So, right. This is going back to the whole Hooker being locked in too much with tunnel vision on his target. He gets sacked here. He doesn't see the rusher coming, and he's just to his side. He's hanging on to it too long. Just play it through. He doesn't see the rusher come through. Look, he's looking, sacked. You've got to kind of feel pressure better than that here. He's got a lot of time in the pocket. Then look just how he comes through, and there he is because he's locked in on his target. He's about to throw it, but he's kind of got that tunnel vision where he stops seeing the pressure and he's just seeing his receiver. That's just why it just bugs me a little bit. That he just needs to sometimes survey his surroundings a bit more, not be so obvious.
Yeah, agreed.
Screen pass again on this one. His favourite. At least I think it was, or am I getting wrong? Oh, no. Well, it's not screen pass, but it's swing pass. Gets blown up very easily here. I'm not sure. I don't know if it is the initial read to throw the deep ball. Kind of feels like it is, but you just don't know here. He's sort of staring very intently. You see him, his head just shifts to the right there. He's got two guys. So, and then it's like... But then he's like... But in fairness to him, he takes the easy out. There's nothing downfield. He looks. He's got the easy out to his back there. Gets some yardage. It's sensible. And, although it's 3-on-1 and he gets absolutely walloped after this, it's...
But you gain 4 yards back after being behind the sticks. My note for that was gets through his progressions well, the play's well defended, takes the check down with good accuracy. Like, I think that this shows a side of Hendon which we haven't seen very much, which is him deciding not to throw the design pass.
Yeah,
when it's not there.
I just think it's sensible. It's a good play from both sides, and it's just sensible football.
In terms of Branch, I couldn't tell who he was on the play.
No, I think he was on the other side. It was very difficult on some of these to find it, and you can't see him here either. So it makes me think he's on the right-hand side of the field. But, very well defended, great technique. Give him a little shove out just for...
Good measure.
Designed run here. I've got it's a designed run. I could be wrong.
So I've got that this is a shotgun play, keeper up the middle, double A-gap blitz, well picked up by the O-line, escapes up the middle, takes contact in a spin, which minimises impact of tackle.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I don't think this is necessarily a designed one. I think it's a reaction to the blitz, but I don't know.
Possibly. CC, look. Maybe.
But I like...
Yeah. You see, he gets skinny here. It's not actually the biggest gap to get through. He gets skinny and he's gone. It's...
See, you can see...
Look at the poor centre. Centre does right well there. You see how he gets hand on one just to slightly push him out and then gets the other guy. That's really good. Because you've got two big-ass dudes like that running at you as centre. Watch him. First hand, he'll get on the guy on the left. He'll just stick his left paw out and just ease him out a bit. And then he'll really lay into 15. Look at that. Paw out, bang. Leaves the gap there.
This, slide here, or do that.
Yeah, you've got to slide. You've got to slide.
But the spin minimises the impact of the tackle. And I think it's actually a smart play if you want to get another couple of yards. But anyway.
Maybe, but I think you've got to slide as well. So this is an overthrow in the end zone. This is a deep ball, but he just slide. I think he puts a little bit too much on it here. We've seen that a bit, but again, it's not too bad. But it is an overthrow in the end zone.
So for Branch, he's the guy near the top of the screen that's on the 30 number here.
Yeah.
My note for him, both defenders, him and the boundary defender, seem to get in each other's way. It's not ideal, this, but I think this is good timing and anticipation from Hooker, just slight overthrow on a deep pass.
Like I said, I think Tennessee's offense was just completely and utterly like bamboozling them. There was miscommunication and, there was blown coverages all throughout this game for them. It's not like them. So I don't think it's them, but yeah, up it goes. But he is open and it is a fair bit of an overthrow, but I guess he is trying to get it over the back of the defender. So he can't underthrow that or he's going to get picked. So it's kind of, I'm more inclined to give him the benefit of the doubt on that one. So I don't mind that too much. You got screen pass here. Branch makes a great tackle on this one. I love, again, this is defending against the screenplay, getting out quick. Branch does well here.
I'm hoping that this is Branch here. So on my note for him, left inside guy. I wanted to designate the difference between someone that I thought was in the slot and someone that was in a sort of linebacker-y type position. So left hand
He's in the box.
In the box. Doesn't go out to defend the free guy, but flows up on the pass to make the tackle.
Yeah. It's a really good tackle. From
actually, so maybe this is Branch here, because obviously this guy is quite free here. I'm guessing this is going to be this guy's assignment.
Yeah, I don't think he's the backer. I think he's there.
Yeah, I was wrong. So here we go.
Again, out it goes. And there he is.
Yeah, good tackle.
Really good. Wraps up, brings him down, doesn't allow him to get anything. You see him here, just big hit. You're not going anywhere, son.
This is hurry up, by the way. There's 26 seconds left in the quarter, in the half, even.
Yeah, I just put here quarterback run and he finally slides. I think I got fed up this point of seeing him get hit. But yeah, this is a quarterback run where he slides and protects himself.
Takes what he can.
Off he goes.
Slides.
Down he goes. That is how you do it, Hendon. Just please do that 90% more of the time on your runs. But again, you see how they carve the gaps out, the Tennessee O-line. They deliberately... So I think it might be with you. A lot of these might not be designed run plays, but they know that if they can wedge those tackles open, he will run if there's no pass on. So I think it's very deliberately done.
This is a very interesting rep because he waits for the route to progress. There's only 18 seconds left in the half, and they're on their side of the field. So taking any risks here risks a pick six with not a huge amount of chance of a touchdown. So this is questionable as to whether this is a good play or not for me on the offensive scheme play calling side of things. But waits for this route to progress and literally makes this throw by half a millimeter from the defender's grip. And I'll try and do it on the backside angle because you can see it basically touches his big finger.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Waits and waits and waits, then throws. Oh, it's good, but it's very close.
It's accurate.
I'm going to try and slow this down just to show you quite how close it was. Look at that.
Yeah.
The defender's basically touching it, but it doesn't seem to lose anything, and then it's caught.
And anywhere else that's a pick.
Yeah.
Either from the big 15 there, or the guy who's coming in to land a hit on his receiver.
All right. This one timing slightly off, thrown out of bounds. I've got.
Yeah.
Just a short throw and overcooks it.
Yeah. There are a few examples of this, but again, no college QB is perfect. Everyone has one of these throws every now and then.
So it's the second half now, for what it's worth. 8:06. RPO keeper, run left, hole opens in pocket, takes some yards, also takes a hit.
Kind of a bit rinse and repeat a few of these plays at the minute. Like I say, patient, gaps opened, off he goes. Just get down, man. Get down. I mean, if he comes in too overzealously there, that's a concussion hit. You see the way he goes down. If he goes helmet to helmet, I mean, kind of does go a little bit helmet to helmet. It's just take what you can and then slide and fight another day. Unless it's like a 3rd and 20 in Super Bowl or something, you don't need to put yourself in harm's way on plays like that.
Just to highlight Branch on this play, this is Branch here. I'm assuming that his assignment in this guy here, and I've got that he carries him down the field well, so I just want to have a look.
Yeah, you see, he's watching him very intently, sees her out, gets back, looks to where the ball is. He's looking for the ball. He locates his man first. He figures what the route is. Then he looks at the quarterback. It's just good technique from your DBs there. Does everything as he needs to in the order he needs to do it.
So this is a short play, as you can see from the sticks. There's like a half yard to go. It is second down, even though it says 10 to go, which is wrong because it's not been given to him. Yeah. So
I think it was spotted, funnily, and they didn't change it.
So this is the second play we have seen so far with Hooker under center. And the first time that we'll see him do a sneak. And he gets 5 yards on a sneak. Great technique.
Yeah.
Drives and drives and drives and drives, even over his own man. Excellent.
But I don't think Bama expected that. I think Bama expected him to throw it, given the level of offense, but they didn't put anybody in the middle there. Just a 3D lineman.
Right. 8:38.
He can do the sneak.
He can do it. RPO pass short down the middle, checks through progressions, but I've been so on with the progressions note that I could be wrong here. Checks down for short gain, good accuracy and timing on the throw.
I think I've not been too bad with mine. I thought I might have been too harsh, but I think I've done okay.
I believe that Branch is the left-hand slot here, second man up from the top of the screen. My note is, allows man to run past, so allows man to run past and no one else picks him up. Is the pass gone already? Is my question mark here. Is Branch reacting to the play having already gone? Or is the ball still in Hooker's hands and Branch is allowing a man to run free over the top? I'm not sure. But anyway.
Let's watch. I'm not sure. I think that's a break in communication. I'm not sure he thinks that is his man. You look at the safety at the back. You kind of feel like he thinks the safety's going to take him there.
I also think it's a little bit of reading the quarterback's eyes in zone. He knows that he's not actually looking at that guy.
I'm inclined to believe that with how bad their defense was in this, that it was a
Busted coverage.
miscommunication.
Yeah.
It was a miscommunication, but it looks to me like he's handed him off to the safety and that he's giving extra help to the outside there, but I could be wrong.
All right, this next one, 8:58. I have this bolded for Brian Branch. Inside left player.
Yep.
Triggers on the running back move, beats the lineman and gets to the running back before the shovel pass, then gets sack. Nice tackle. So shotgun sack is meant to be a shovel to the running back, which is blown up. Wise to keep and eat the sack rather than try anything funky. So I think this is a good play by both Hooker and Branch here.
Yeah. See, I'm not enamored with Branch's pass rushing, so to see reps like this shows he can do it, but he's got a long way to go when it comes to his pass rushing.
Yeah.
It'll not be a staple of his game.
I think this is terrific.
It is. He finds the gaps, in he goes, bends, the hip's good, and then it's just really strong tackle. I mean, Hendon Hooker's not a small quarterback. I mean, he is in height, but I mean, it takes a lot to bring him down. And
But just have
sort of pile drives in. But look at the route he runs in there. It's just he doesn't get touched on the way in.
So what Branch does very effectively here is I've just done the running back route just to the right hand side, and Branch's speed rush gets right in the middle of quarterback and running back, so he can't dump it off. Another defender gets in Hooker's face, and that allows them both to take him down. So Branch is the guy who blows this entire play up. Rushes, beats the tight end, and he's the one that prevents the shovel. So,
yeah, it's a great play.
And in the NFL, he lands on the quarterback, so that's obviously a flag. I hate that rule so much.
Should we maybe highlight like the more important plays left now for Branch and then move on to him?
Right, okay, so I don't know whether I had to... 9:32 was my next one for Branch.
Yeah.
So, for Branch, inside left player here. So I believe that is this one.
Yeah, he's up as a linebacker for this one I
had. Matched up on tight end, aggressive tackle to hold him. For Hooker, this is... RPO, quick pass to the right, quick through onto the right, on time, so no pace lost by the tight end. So on time, good play by both. I
look at the size differentiation, and he doesn't get intimidated by it, and he's still there at the end, forcing him back.
But just watch how good this is, like, in terms of short passing and not losing any speed for the tight end and for Hooker. It's perfectly on time.
Yeah.
And Branch just contacts him and,
up he goes. He gets a little bit of help, but, I mean, he lands a hit on him and stops his momentum. This is what he's going to bring to the Lions, just like, so much we've struggled against screen passes and, those type of plays out on the perimeter, and we've struggled to have someone to really come in and blow them up and really be physical out there. He's going to help in this facet of the game right away.
So Branch is the left slot here. He's got one eye on his wide receiver, which is this man. But lets him go and impressively reads Hooker to close on him and make tackle. For the Hooker part of the note, I have shotgun keeper. Didn't seem a smart choice. More defenders than attackers on this side. But that's clearly the play that's been called, so I don't know whether you can really put it on him, but I just think this is good from Branch. So he comes inside, has a look at his wide receiver, then closes in on Hooker and makes the tackle.
It is. It's just freaky speed. He's doing out his coverage duties first, sees it's a run play, comes up.
Oh, it's good.
It's the play. It is. It's
explodes into him for the tackle and wraps. It's really nice.
It is. It's a beautiful play from Branch.
Okay, I have this one bolded now for Hooker. So this is a touchdown deep, RPO deep pass to the left-hand side. Lets the first read develop. Lovely on-time throw for deep touchdown. Waits for it. how far that's gone in the air. And Jalen
Yeah,
Hyatt is just right there. But he locks onto him, but it doesn't have to wait long.
no.
And
I,
actually, maybe that's not the best in terms of direction because you have a look and Hyatt is there and he has to come in 5 yards to get that ball. But
he does, but you've just got to put it in the
ooh,
general vicinity. You don't have to put it right on him. As long as it's in front of him so that he can make the play and doesn't have to stop, then you're good.
it was Jalen Hyatt, number 11. There we go. I was right. Next one I have for Branch is 11:46, but I have interception thrown by Hendon Hooker at 10:44.
Well, we'll do this last one for Hooker and then we'll maybe move on to Branch. We've been going 2 hours.
Oh, we've got 4 more touchdowns to watch for Hooker yet.
Maybe have to do them a bit quicker.
Okay,
We do want to focus on Branch a bit more.
we do. Okay, this is Hooker INT. Held shotgun mid pass center, held too long, pressure forces high wobbly throw, interception.
Yeah, it's not great.
Pressure, contacted, just throws slightly too high. You'll see this on the replay. Pocket kind of collapses in on him. He can't escape. He gets hit on the arm, overthrows it because of it.
It's behind, isn't it? It's just behind straight into the defender. It's maybe should have just dumped that off or thrown it into the ground or something.
Right, this is a touchdown. It is a 78-yard touchdown. Allows route to develop, bullet throw in stride for massive 75-yard touchdown down the middle. The speed and just threads the needle and Hyatt's away.
Yeah, well, again, it's just such lousy, lazy coverage. You ain't going to get this in the NFL very often, and the throws are good, but you know.
But that one he actually rifled. He didn't just airmail it, which he normally does.
No,
not air. I don't mean airmail, but he loops his deep passes normally, and that one he decided to go for it, and it was great. 11:46. This is also a touchdown. So the last play on offense was a touchdown, and this one's a touchdown. This is again the Mahomes shovel pass.
I think Bryce threw a pick at this point.
So very Mahomes-esque fake outside shovel, inside shovel, inside shovel. What? I have no idea what I meant by that. But the tight end gets the touchdown here. So the guy just standing off the line in a sort of fullbacky sort of position. So takes a snap, comes inside, just lovely. How do you defend that? That is the Kelsey touchdown, and I love it.
It is. It is. They probably picked it up from them, to be fair. They've already done it once.
Or Kansas took it from them. Next one.
No, I feel like it's the other way around, but yeah, Bryce definitely threw a pick there. Bryce, I don't know how he got through this game, but
Bryce got pummeled.
This is why I loved Bryce Young so much. This was his real coming out game for me, where he's just as tough as nails, as tough as Stafford in a game like this. It was such a spectacle.
That is Branch there. In the right hand, I guess I say slot, but it's not slot. It's an outside cornerback along with another outside cornerback, and I call him a slot to designate him from the other guy, but never mind. Takes his man in zone. When he sees Hooker take off, he flows to the man quickly to prevent further yards. So this is just play recognition, and when the play's gone, he understands what's going on. So approaches his guy, looking at his receiver, and then... Now, he doesn't actually have Hooker in the tackle, but he sees Hooker take off.
If he's not there, Hooker doesn't go down. Hooker goes down because he sees him coming in.
Yeah. 12:52. Inside right player here, so I'm guessing I mean this one.
He's next to the T.
Yeah.
Like on the tip of the T.
Inside right reacts well, but again gets the wide receiver too early and commits defensive pass interference. So same as what he did before, really. He's just timing is slightly off. Backpedals well, just holds on to him when he makes his break, which is kind of unfortunate. You can see he's holding him there before the ball's arrived.
It's a bit too comfy.
I love his reaction. If he hasn't caught it, it's like, yeah, there's a reason for that.
Every DB does that, though.
Yeah, we've got 5 plays in a row that we're profiling here, so this is the second one of 5.
Let's just run them straight. Let's just run them straight through then.
Yeah. So
we've got another video to do.
Yeah. So I think he's this guy. Right hand slot, backtracks, when handed man from inside right guy, he explodes onto the cut inside and covers him well. Now, so backpedaling, then explodes.
Yeah, it's a good play. He loves to come for the ball.
He does.
He loves to intercept those routes. You can see it there.
The thing about that is
it makes the quarterback think twice about throwing it because they know he's going to try and trump it.
I mean, it was horribly overthrown by Hooker, but that one is just when he reacts so well to someone making a cut and he explodes onto it. It's really impressive to watch. Right, this next one.
It's good technique. Just figuring out when it's going to be and making you move at the right time.
I think this is the right one. Again, 13-24, slot right. Follows man really well, and then after the interception becomes a lead blocker. So this is a deep pass to the left-hand side. Just keep your eyes on Branch, because I think this is really good. So following his man, gets a tiny bit of separation, but oh no, I've got the wrong guy. Damn it, sorry. I'm going to wind it back because I was watching the wrong guy. Right. We'll do this again. Sorry. This is Branch. So he's up at the line, tracking his guy back. Not allowing any separation at all apart from in the scramble. Then when the interception's made, he turns upfield and becomes the lead blocker. He's now in front of the runner, hits that guy to force him over, ends up getting another 30 yards because of it.
Yeah. It's just so good, Branches.
Yeah.
He's so good. I'm so looking forward to seeing him.
There's so many moving parts on this play. It was so hard to diagnose exactly who he was. But I think there's DPI there by 13, but it's not called. And 14, then Branch here hits the offensive lineman there to stop the block.
Yeah, it's terrific.
Yeah. 14:08. So this is the very next play for defense. RPO pass mid-center. He's the left slot, so second up from the bottom here. Nice back pedal, but doesn't explode quite as well as he would like on this one. Wide receiver gets a step and a nice touchdown. So if I remember this play rightly, this is Branch. His assignment. Assignment just does a slant, and Branch just doesn't react to it quite quick enough. Because all of the evidence I've seen says that he explodes really well when someone makes a break, and he's just a half a step too slow here.
Yeah, I remember this one very well. It just looked so easy at the time.
I mean, maybe you're saying it's Jalen Hyatt and the guy's just incredible, but...
He is. He was in this game, but you do have to be a little better than that. You have to be...
I think the coverage is actually reasonable. I don't think it's awful, but... By the way, just to say here, it's 49 each with 15 seconds left.
Yeah.
That's how close this game was in the end. This one... shotgun mid-pass right, central safety, recognises when and where the throw is going to be and lays a hit on the wide receiver. So, which central safety is he? I think he's a guy on the T. We'll see in a second, but I'm pretty sure he's standing on the T at the moment. So, comes up fast, hit. With 15 seconds left, that's a play you got to make if you're Branch.
Yeah.
Good throw by Hooker, on time, in space. 9 seconds left now in the play. This is the last one. In fact, I didn't even have this as a highlight for either of them, so never mind. No. Tennessee end up winning the game. Right, let's move on to the final video, which is Branch against Texas. And I had a lot of plays in this segment, but I didn't have too many bolded. So, very first one.
The first two, yeah. So this is him coming downfield against a screen pass. Makes a great one-on-one tackle to end the play. It's like a highly athletic dive to counter a juke, and he wraps him up well. So you see him, he tries to juke.
Lovely tackle.
You appreciate it here. So he comes down and he tries to juke him. See, look, step out. He just dives, wraps up his legs, comes down. Again, it's just such high-level defending against screen passes.
This is the biggest compliment I can give to Branch. That was a rugby tackle.
Yeah,
got him by the ankles, which is not
yeah.
taught in American football, I don't think. But
No,
it's
but
the
you can't
most
move while
effective way to tackle.
you can't move while your ankles are wrapped up. He gets an assisted tackle on a run here, so it looks like he misses his tackle a little bit. But then when you see his teammate make a tackle, he sort of moves the player out of Branch's way a bit. But this is going to be an assisted tackle here, so you'll see him, and I think it's one of the linebackers wrap up. But the linebacker just sort of nudges him out of the way of where Branch is going, but it still counts as a tackle. So see, in he comes, and then he seems like he gets a few more yards, but they bring him down. But you're just going to see how his teammate just sort of. So you see him right on the edge there. He's going to come inside, and then I think it's 42, just nudges him out the way of where Branch is going, which just allows him to get those extra couple of yards. But again, he wraps him up, he doesn't let go. It's good defense against the run, that is.
I mean, I think his assignment is to stop the run bouncing outside, so he fills his run assignment, and then when he sees him go inside, he reacts to that and gets his ankles. Now, he does get an extra yard or two, but I think it's a good play by Branch.
Yeah, the linebacker just nudges him out the way a little bit. He sort of just pushes him out a bit when Brian's going inside, but he still gets the tackle on him. Now,
the next one
I've got this. This is his hustle play. He's not in the play, but you're going to see where he is here. This is again, we showed it with Martin, but you see where he is. It goes out wide, and look at him. He's across. Nearly ends up making the tackle on there, but I just love the hustle on the play there with him.
Out of shot now, we'll come into shot there.
You see, yeah.
He ends up...
Yeah, sorry, go on.
I was just saying, it's Texas. He's going up against Bijan Robinson. He is fully aware that someone's going to have to cover deep if he breaks free. The number of times you see Branch eventually be the last line of the defense if Bijan breaks free, which I don't think he does in this tape. But Branch is always there to clean up and not give up a touchdown if he has to. Yeah,
but this is why I asked we pick this game, because Texas should have beaten them this day. But Quinn Ewers got injured. Ewers got injured, and then Hudson Card came in and was not as good.
Was this the game where Texas had a field goal to win it and missed it, and then it went to OT?
So, yeah. No, it was 21-20 at the end.
Oh, right, okay.
Texas should have won this. So I've got 2-11 next.
I have 2-11 next as well.
So this is the problem. This is where, in off coverage, he can get skinned alive by pace, and it's one of the concerning things. So you try not to use him here, but he's going to get burned. I'm pretty sure this is Xavier Worthy, who's one of the best guys going. But just look how he gets the yard and bang, he's gone.
Doesn't flip his hips.
No, and it's not a touchdown. Ewers just throws it a little too far, but he just gets burned. And Xavier
I don't understand how this isn't a touchdown.
Yeah. I think his body doesn't get down in time. I think he grabs it, but it's just his momentum carries him out.
But he's caught it 4 yards inside. He's got the ball in his hands. I don't know
if he fumbles it though. It's not given.
Oh yeah, he fumbles it. I just saw him bobble it. Yeah.
But that's just one of the things that's a little bit concerning, but not a big thing. But
wow,
he needs to flip his hips better in coverage with that. You've seen it happen once in the Tennessee touchdown.
He got caught too front on. He needed to be side on and backpedaling before he was basically. I have
303 the whole
303. Yeah.
So again, his man gets the better of him. This is a blatant hold, and even I'm not going to argue this one with Matt. This is a holding penalty. This guy gets the better of him.
My note on here: inside left player backtracks and holds massively. What the hell happened?
Yeah.
Like, he holds him before the play even starts. Yeah, I don't get it.
It's a lot of interference here. So you can see him there. tucks the jumper. It tucks the jersey, sorry. It's not a great play, so...
No, the play goes the other way, but oh well. Right.
Yeah.
My next one is 422. Glad we're on the same page.
Sits soft in coverage, gives up a reception. I'm pretty sure it's the only reception he gives up. It's one. He's targeted 3 times, gives up 1 reception for 7 yards in this. He sits a little soft, gives up 7 yards, but I'm not overtly critical here.
I said slow to react again.
I just think he's soft in coverage. You'll see here. It comes out. There he is. He's soft, and it's going to be very difficult because that's almost thrown into the ground. There's no way he can make a play on that. Look how low the receiver has to go.
I've just seen what's
and
happened here.
it's
So basically, when he's been exploding into the play, when he sees the break
yeah.
happen, it's because he's on his toes and ready to go. Here, he sits on his heels, and when the break happens, he's actually taking a step back. It's like, this is just bad technique, which is a real shame, but I'll slow this
I
down.
think it is. I think he's just a little soft.
So back pedal, break happens there, and he's stepped backwards.
Yeah.
Why is he...
But the thing is, the ball's that low. It's going to be tough for him to make a play on that, regardless.
Sure,
And
but
it's the only.
if the ball isn't that low, he might have made an impact on the play if he wasn't taking a step back when he should have been accelerating forwards.
Maybe. I'm not so sure. I got 518 next.
I had 550, but we'll go 518.
518 is red zone defense coverage I like here. So you're going to see where he is. I like the coverage he has. You'll see him with his guy. You'll see what I mean. But here he is. There's his man. Aggressive, but, no way you're going to get a throw in there. Physical, but always has it held off. So,
the bottom of the screen here.
See, look,
yeah.
I like the red zone coverage there.
Yep.
Just it's really close in. Doesn't give anything up against this man there. So it's nice and physical. I like that play from him.
550.
Yeah, this isn't good. Gives up a touchdown here. Can't defend the edge. Mind you, he's up against an offensive lineman, but still at this point, I feel he should do a little bit. But I think he should hold the edge better here, personally.
Yeah, so he crashes in trying to close the inside rushing lane and can't get to the outside. I do think he's held here. I think he's held by the lineman slightly, which in fact impacts his ability to get to the edge, but I think the play's gone anyway.
Yeah.
So
I don't like the physicality. He's physical with it. He's very physical, and I like that. But like I say, he can't disengage then when he's in there now. It's like a spider in a web. But he does. You're right. He does get a little bit of pull, but I don't think ultimately it matters.
So he's the outside guy here at the moment. So they're both engaged with each other, so that's fine. But then he tries to release there, and the offensive lineman's still all over him.
Yeah.
So
I think he just needs to try and not initiate contact right away there. But I mean, a lot can.
It's kind of hard.
Really yeah.
It's hard when it's a goal line play to not be physical, because what if Bijan just tries to go up the middle there? If he doesn't crash down, then he's not doing his job. So anyway, I had 717 next.
I did have 623. It's an issue in run play. The right guard takes him out. But, I mean, for most part, you see good run plays as opposed to bad ones. But he is sandwiched out by the right guard here. You can just see him at the top.
Yeah.
Get pushed out the way. I mean, it's a little bit. You see him coming on the side here. The right guard does well. Just sort of closes him off there.
But he works back to the ball.
You don't get much of it. He does. It was just a note I had. For the most part, the run plays are really good. The 7-16, now this is really good run defense. Bounces off the left tackle's block and then gets to the running back. This is where he doesn't engage with him. He just sort of bounces off. It's really good hustle play, though. You'll see him blitz up, hits the tackle, comes out, first there, wraps up again really well. It might not be the left tackle, actually. It's one of the pulling guards. He's the first guy in there making the tackle. So he bounces off the block and makes the tackle against the running back. That's what I really like there.
I really like that play, yeah.
Good run defense. And then we've got 749. So this is what I don't like. He is a do-it-all guy, and he can do a lot on the field, but pass rushing is not his forte. For me, it's like he's caught in two minds as to whether he's going to pass rush or whether he's going to try and get in the passing lane, but I'm just like, commit and do one. Don't be so indecisive.
Which play is this that we're going for, sorry? Is it this one?
750.
Thank you.
The next one. But it just feels a little indecisive when he comes in, because he's like there, and then it's like he stops, he stutters, he doesn't really know what he's doing, then he bounces on his feet. I just think when it comes to his pass rush, he needs to be a bit more decisive.
I think
stood out to me a bit.
For me, with this play, he's starting here, kind of outside linebacker position, almost. Yeah. He's so far away from the line of scrimmage that if he wants to come on like a sort of slot corner blitz, this is almost like a nickel blitz. He wants to be kind of crawling up to the line of scrimmage already. The fact that he doesn't blitz until the snap's gone, like he knows that he's out of position in no man's land already. So I think he goes, I'm going to try and get in the passing lane here. I don't hate what he's trying to do.
I don't think he's designed to. Like, I'd rather him just be a lot more committed. Do one or the other.
Yeah, he ends up not doing anything well.
Yeah. That's kind of my thing with that. It's like a
Yeah.
few of the times I saw in the pass rushing reps on the show, be more decisive. And he needs to, if he wants to be a blitzing cornerback, the Arsenal does need to get a bit better. He does break out a spin move at some point, but apart from that, 929.
Yeah, I had the same. Yeah, 9:30.
This is an example of bad run defense by him. You don't see it much, but there are occasions when he does. He's just sort of very gently leave it out of the running lane, and this is by a wide receiver. I think he needs to be more aggressive here. This isn't some big, muscly bound right tackle. This is the receiver who gets him. You just see, gets him on the inside there, just sort of leaves him out. Guy runs right past him, gets a lot more yardage. I would just like to see more aggression here. It just feels like he's not really, again, committed to that. And that's a receiver blocking him, not an offensive lineman. It's just preference for me. I'd like to see him be a bit more aggressive.
I think he's out on his own there, and he doesn't know whether to try and stop him inside and have a go at the wide receiver, or try and keep out, because he knows he's the only guy on the outside. So I think he's kind of going, well, I'm going to force Bijan inside here and hope I have help. I'm not sure I hate what he's done, but it just doesn't work because he doesn't have any inside help. But he doesn't know that.
Just think he needs to be more aggressive as a receiver. But hey ho.
Your next one?
10-20.
All right.
He's a late blitzer. Gets right in Quinua's face. The pass is errant because of it. It is negated by a flag in the defense. But this is where he blitzes as well. Looks straight through the middle, in his face.
Actually hits the quarterback.
Yeah, there's like a hand on him. But I sort of like the route he takes. Look, you see him in there, gets in his face, and he sort of forces you to throw it a bit early. But you can see the flags all over. But again, I like that blitzing aspect of it. When he gets a clear lane to the running back, he's quick and he can make things happen. 11:48. In fact, I had 11:24 as a good play by Quinn Ewers, but I don't remember what that was about. But you can go to 11:48. Pass rush, again, just gently leave it outside by the right tackle. Not much there. Again, this is kind of where it needs to improve if he's going to be a proper blitzer. But see how the right tackle picks him up and just sort of forces him out.
I think it's a tight end.
I think it's the right tackle. Is it? I thought it was the right tackle.
So you've got the...
And I think he comes inside. I could be wrong, but...
I think the 92's a tight end. Oh, yeah, he comes inside right tackle. Oh, no, yeah. I'm right. It is the tight end.
Oh, there's two of them who get done. Yeah. Okay.
So Branch is the one on the right-hand side here.
But again, it's just sort of levered around the edge, and it's just sort of speed rushing there. There's no technique, no...
Yeah, he hasn't got any pass rushing technique.
No. And, we're probably not going to ask him to do a lot of that, but...
Oh, I hope we do.
Trying to do a fair assessment. Yeah.
Someone with his sort of recognition of how plays work, if he can actually develop some pass rushing skills, with his ability to diagnose what's going on, I think he'd be terrific. But, yeah.
So, I love this next play, 12:08. So, this is a really weird play by Texas. So, Roschon Johnson is under center. So, direct snap to him, the running back. He fakes a handoff to Bijan. He mugs off one of the D linemen. But then Branch comes in and cleans all this up. He doesn't get fooled by this. But this is a weird play. This is Roschon Johnson under center. Fakes the handoff. Jukes the D lineman. But then you'll see Branch comes in and makes the tackle. It's a bit easier to see from this view. But juked. There's Branch. Just you see him hanging off the back of him there. Ankle wrapped again. It's such good technique how he wraps the ankles, like we've said already. But that's such a weird play by Texas. But it was kind of effective.
Right. I have this play. Ignore the arrow. The arrow is not Brian Branch. Brian Branch is the man near the sideline here. He's this man.
This is great coverage, this is. This is as close as you can get to not causing DPI and break it off. And
perfect
he finishes off with
timing.
And he finishes off with a lot of aggression. Yeah, I love this play as well. See how he comes inside and just look how aggressive that is. Times it perfectly. It's just bang, bang. In he comes. And perfect. I just love everything about that. That's just perfect.
But that's everything he's displayed where he's there too early and he gets his timing right for once. Proves he can do it.
He did before, but, you just looked at it.
13:02?
Pass rush. Runs straight into the blocking running back. I need to see more out of this. I need to see more if he's going to do this. Look, he just runs straight into the running back, and he doesn't even try to duke him or anything. He just runs into him. This is why I don't like him pass rushing at the minute. Just watch how the running back comes out, and he just sort of runs into him. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like the pass rushing side, but there's not much I don't like about him. This, however, is a hell of a lot better. So this is a great recovery tackle. So he's going to make an attempt to blitz. He does get shut down by the left tackle, but then the running back, due to circumstances in the middle, has to bounce out to the perimeter. So you're going to see Branch stick the pedal down, chase him down from behind, and make the tackle. I love this. So he's just been bang-jacks there, and there he is. He's the man who's on the back of him. But just watch how the left tackle takes him right out here, pushes him right back. If you do it slow, he's about 5 or 6 yards behind the running back when he jukes. He's the first guy back making that tackle. That's just fantastic hustle. If you play it through slow, look, no, keep going.
Well, so Branch is this guy here, 14. Yeah. You can see the number.
So keep going. Stop. Look there. When he jukes, he's 5 yards behind, and he's not like in stride at this point. Now, he has to break a tackle, but look how quick he gets back and helps bring him down. It's just terrific recovery speed, that is. And again, making plays. He could have just given up after that left tackle absolutely banjaxed him. He didn't. I love the hustle. 13:48.
Yeah, this is lovely.
Him. He blitzes and nearly picks off the screen pass. Does this twice, if I remember rightly.
Correct.
But just watch how he blitzes up, gets a stop on it, and it's so close. He gets a step on it, and it's just, if that's half a second slower, that's getting battered out the air, or it's getting returned for a pick six. It's there already. It's so close, but I love that again. Just he times it to perfection. We've got 14:205. Good lord, that's too many numbers. 14:20.
14:25.
25, that's it. It's a 5, not a 0. This is great coverage again. So Hudson, at this point, Hudson Card's in the game. Quinn Ewer's out. Hudson Card's clearly looking in his direction, but the pass is never on because of Branch's coverage. It's a better view from behind. But look, you see where he's looking. He's looking. Branch in coverage just gives up nothing. I think he's right on the perimeter at that point, if I remember. But you see where Hudson, he can't get the pass off. It's further downfield. You just see him come up at the top there. But he's just stride for stride with his man downfield. The coverage is great. And this is why he's the slot guy. The power of a safety and the movement of a corner. Absolutely love it.
So
16:05 is the next blitz that's nearly a pass interception.
I have the next two plays bolded here, but this was just because I liked his hustle. I just want to show this quickly. So he's the outside left guy, works back to the middle, then deep to cover the breakaway if it happens. So at the top of the screen, running down to the bottom, but he ends up being the guy at the back, ready if the play breaks free. And I know that it's not a big point and it's not impacting the play, but what happens if they do break away? They're up against Roschon Johnson and Bijan Robinson. Like, it's going to be really hard. And the same basically happens with this one as well. So inside left guy works back to the center and then deep again to cover. So just side back pedal, recognizes what's happening, then gets the rush on. He's the backside defender here. I know that it's not a huge amount, but some people just give up on plays when it's not going their way, and he doesn't do that, which is great. Where are you going? Sorry, which number?
16:05. This is his next blitz that he nearly picks off. It's a screen pass again, but you see the anticipation from him. Look, takes a step, in he goes. It's so close, but he's forcing them to throw it so quick, and then there's a flag there, but you just see him, look, off he goes. It's so close. But, he's got the anticipation skills that you're looking for. I've got 16:40 again. Red zone coverage is really good. I mean, the Lions especially, been so guilty of this in recent years, but I love the coverage again here. Just roll it through.
I've said he's quite handsy here.
I mean, you can be within the 5-yard line, but you see, look, he's right on his man. You can't get a pass off to him there. I like the coverage there.
I dislike the coverage there. Just, you said he can be handsy within 5 yards, but
it is a little bit further down than 5, but
so the play is being snapped at the 7, so the 5 yards would be at the 2. Maybe I'm wrong. It's beyond it, and he kind of contacts him at the 1, gets away with it, but
I don't know. I like the coverage there.
Next one I have is 17-17.
17. Yeah, run blocking. So again, this. I love the run blocking here. This is a screen against multiple opponents. I just love again how aggressive he is and how well he helps defend against this.
So the two blockers both kind of end up targeting him, and he beats them both.
Yeah, yeah. You see,
One, two,
two,
and ends up
still
being
in there and ends
yeah.
up making a tackle. It's just he's in there with everybody, and you don't see it as much from this angle because a lot of it's already happened. But there he is fighting, helps clean up at the end. No one gets the better of him.
I only have one more bolded here, 1808.
I've got this. This is
Okay.
pass rush. He breaks out the spin move, but it doesn't work. But you see, he's trying. Look, see that little spin there? He comes in on the late blitz, but doesn't really do a great deal.
Looks like someone on Dancing with the Stars trying to spin there.
And then the last one I had was 1808, which is another pass rush, which is ineffective.
The thing about that spin move is that he spins, but he stays exactly where he is. He's not spinning to go around someone. He just stays on his spot.
That's what I mean. It's like, bless him. I absolutely love Brian, but I just want it to go out there that I absolutely adore the hell out of him. But just
so,
pass rush.
Which one's the next one?
It was. Oh God, there's not that many left. I just put it away because I told you.
Sorry, I had 1808.
Yeah, it's another pass rush that's ineffective.
I had inside left blitz, blocked by guard, works back to the ball. So blitzes, guard takes him, pass gets off, but he works back to the ball, and he ends up being like, yeah, it's just good hustle.
It is good hustle, but in terms of the pass rush, it's kind of there's just no there. He doesn't actively try and use his hands much or whatever. But again, it's the last thing I'm asking him to do on this team. I'm asking him to do loads of other stuff, and he'll be really good at. So
yeah, all right.
It's just it's one thing it'll take. So, but yeah, I came away and I really like Brian. I do. I'm so excited about his development here. And like I said, he's got the absolute perfect mentor to get the best out of him and to learn from. He'll learn all this sort of stuff. I remember CJ ain't the biggest pass rushing guy in the world either, but his value to the team is immense.
Yeah, absolutely. I know we've been going a while here, guys, so thank you for sticking with us the whole way through. And high-level takeaways from Branch at the end of it all?
I think Branch is going to be a star. I think he's got the football IQ and he's got the drive to succeed. He's going to be one of those. And even if you don't see him right away, if CJ's on there, I think you're going to find ways to get him on the field. There's so much he can do. Like I said, if there's a team who's sort of killing you with screen passes, who's getting the ball out quick, and you need guys on the field who have quick play recognition, who play hard, can make the one-on-one tackles, and you put him in there. He's one of the first guys you put in. Because the play recognition is just so good. And I said, there's little bits to work on in coverage. I'm not matching him up one-on-one against Tyreek Hill, that's for damn sure. But I mean, there's very few guys who you would. But yeah, he's just so good. And I'm just so looking forward to seeing him play for us. He's going to be so positionally versatile, can do a lot. He's going to be a cornerstone of our defense for many years, hopefully.
I will just sum up, and then Mark's asked the question I just want to address. So for me, and you've heard this said by quite a few people in this process, safety, as is designated, but actually what Branch does, because it's so many different roles, is potentially the hardest position to translate to in the NFL. Apart from tight end, apart from quarterback, probably on defense, the hardest position to play. So I would want to temper expectation for Brian Branch in year one. We've already seen that there are some things he doesn't do well enough, and that is sometimes flipping his hips, sitting on his heels a little bit against speedier receivers. So I think we need to protect him a little bit, make sure that we try and not expose him to too much of that. But the fact that you can put him on the field and you don't know, the offense doesn't know whether he's going to be the deep central safety, whether he's going to be the outside corner, whether he's going to be an outside linebacker. Like, the versatility is going to help him get on the field. Apparently, he's also the starting gunner in special teams, so that's going to be interesting too. But very quick, great play recognition. It's just he needs a little bit of polish. I don't think there's a lot more to do with Branch, really, other than just ironing out a couple of issues, because all the tools are there that you need. So I'm excited by what he's shown. Little things like when he gets his foot in the dirt and he's accelerating onto someone who's made his break, to make sure that you're contacting the person just after the ball's getting there or just as the ball's getting there rather than just before. Or I can be just over aggressive with his hands a little bit. There's just little bits and pieces like that, which I prefer to take aggression out of someone's game slightly than teach someone to be aggressive, because that's far harder. So I much prefer that. Mark asks, why did Branch drop in the draft? Several things. He's designated a safety. Safeties don't get drafted high, ever. Doesn't matter who you are. And the fact that he is a hybrid player hurts him when it comes to draft stock. The draft has been burned by hybrid players drafted early who haven't worked out. I'm thinking specifically of Isaiah Simmons, but there are other people who play in this sort of safety, linebacker, hybrid sort of role who haven't worked out, and once burned, twice shy. I think it's just the whole league is worried about these sorts of players translating. The problem is they take years sometimes. So there you go. It's one of those things. Yeah, that's all I had on that in terms of why he dropped. I don't think there's any other reason. In terms of him as a person, he's a great guy, works really hard from what you hear. So did you have any other thoughts on why he might have dropped?
No, I mean, if people look at the stat sheet, then maybe he doesn't have the ball production that you would maybe expect from someone who's that high. But again, it doesn't really matter what he brings to you on a field. You don't need him to fill up the stat sheet. You need him to fill up several vital roles on your defense. You need him to be there for the run game, which he is. You need him to be there to be a versatile weapon that you could bring in for specific packages, players, etc. I think there will be specific schemes and packages that they will have with him in it this year. I agree that he's probably not going to see tons of reps right away, but they will find a way to get him out there. You've got Branch and CJ out there, then you're like, what the hell are they doing? As an offensive coordinator, you've no idea what they're doing. Yeah, so I think even with CJ, like she'll see them rotated in and out. We've got that many DBs now. We can afford to rotate them in and out in packages and show people different looks. So yeah. I think we will see a fair bit of him, but certainly not star reps. But again, I'm just incredibly looking forward to seeing him. He's going to be, him hitting his ceiling is one of the most important parts of Aaron Glenn's defense. He needs a guy like that in there, like more than anything. So that's how good he'll be to this team.
Right, that's going to do it for us today. Thank you for watching along with us for the Hooker and Branch tape watches. Next week, hopefully, if we're both available, which I think we are at the moment anyway, we will be watching Sam Laporta and Jack Campbell. Trying to remember who the second person was. Sam Laporta and Jack Campbell. This is going to be a really fun one, so can't wait for that. Next episode on the main podcast is Monday, tomorrow. So come and watch that. Talking training camp. Obviously, day one was today, although the public aren't available yet to get in there, but we've got a lot of chat coming out from it. There are some interviews to go through, so a lot to talk about. So join us for that. And then college football podcast on Wednesday, Ant?
Yeah, it will be there.
Which is on...
It'll be the latest in the series of conference previews we're doing at the minute. It'll be the Mountain West this time. One of our favourite conferences to chat about. So yeah, come check us out for that.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow for the main show, and then we'll see you on Wednesday and Sunday for more stuff. But thanks for coming, guys. See you soon.
Take care.